Yo, 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 what it do? What it do?
Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, welcome back to another fire episode of Bars and Buckets, the hottest, dopest sports and hip hop podcast out there on the airways, man. Y'all know the vibes, man. Thank y'all for checking out another week. We back in here, man, talking this good stuff with the bros, man. Be sure you follow us, man. Bars and Buckets on Instagram, YouTube, man. Facebook, all the good stuff, man. We got another fire show for y'all tonight, man. We got the NFL draft getting ready to kick off in a couple seconds, man. We got a lot of NBA games going on, man. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. We got a little surprise for y'all too, man. So be sure you tune in, man. Be sure you share, like, comment, man, to the episode, man. Let us know what you're thinking about what we're talking about. Chime in with your good thoughts and everything like that. Before we start talking all our madness, y'all see we got the bros up in here, man. AD, Quan, what's up? Y'all good?
Man, you know I'm all good, man. It's good to be back for another week, man. Kicking it with the people. Man, this week at work been crazy. I ain't gonna lie, but still here and I'm still standing, right? So we all good, man. And yeah, man, just the normal norm, man. Excited to be here with my people, man. So let's get this show cracking, bro.
All right, and I just want to give everybody a little heads up, man. Corn is on all the bullshit right now. All right, so disregard a lot of stuff he about to talk, but just, man, you just know he on some bullshit right now. So go ahead, bro.
Actually, I'm not on some bullshit because I was right. Corn, aka Mr. I was right.
There we go.
This has been a good week, man. I feel good. I was right. So now Reggie can no longer say that he's always right on the show. He's officially been defeated.
All right. Okay. All right. What can I say, man? Before we get into it, man, we're going to give everybody a couple more minutes to tune in, man. That's right, man. Go Bulls, man.
Hey, wasn't there some free throws involved in that? We did. We definitely had.
Did I do a free throw for that? I probably did. Okay.
You gotta take one anyway. So what it is.
Okay, so look, let's.
Hey, we all got to get that, man.
What y'all having your free throws up, man? If it's your first time checking out the show, we start off every single show, man, and throughout the show too, taking a free throw, man. It's not the free throw that you take a couple bounces and shoot the rim. It's an actual shot. Free throw, bam. So what y'all drinking on, fellas?
Man, I got a little apple crown in my cup, man.
Yeah, with the apple crown, huh?
Okay, a little apple crown in my cup still.
I'm gonna pour me some Jameson. I was too busy eating my celebratory meal.
Still going with the motherfucking tequila, man. The Quavo, man. So it's gonna be a long night.
Damn, Quavo.
But I will be drinking JMO.
All right, let's pour them up.
Pour them up.
Yeah.
I gotta give me a cup.
Your cup, that boy. Go ahead, get your cup, man.
He spent too much time typing in. He was right. Damn it. Stuff he ain't even get his damn cup.
That boy got the barbecue cup.
Right.
The red cup.
I'm gonna put some ice in my stuff.
Oh shoot, man. Reg, what up with you though, boy?
Oh, man, I'm all good, man. Another day, another dollar, man. Still out here doing my thing, Joe. You know what I'm saying? Laying low, ducking the smoke.
Just like the Bulls.
That's not funny, bro. That was really uncalled for. Let's get these free throws in the air, man, and start the show to a great show, man. Let's get it in.
Yes, sir.
You know it. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, man. To start the show, we have a lot going on tonight in sports. The NFL Draft 2022 edition is officially about to kick off in less than about 4 or 5 minutes.
Yep.
Number one overall pick goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. They are officially on the clock. So a lot of people, they can pick from. They have a lot of needs, but we're going to see how it goes. This whole draft is going to be kind of unpredictable, so it's interesting to see how it's going to play out. So while we're waiting for the selections. Be sure to tune into the bottom of the screen. You're going to see each and every selection. 80 of Corn is going to announce them as soon as they happen. We can talk about it for a while. But before this first selection starts, there was a funeral yesterday, and my Chicago Bulls was in it. And I want to say we had a good season, man. I mean, overall, I give us a B. We surpassed a lot of people's expectations. COVID hit us, injuries hit us. After the All-Star break hit us, so overall, I think we did good. The Bucks took us out in 5 games, so here's what it is. But
the Bucks hit y'all too.
I want to say that, and Roger Goodell is officially getting ready to reap the crowd. You know, everybody hates Roger Goodell.
Yeah.
Before we get started with the NFL draft and everything like that, I want to get you guys' ideas and thoughts on the Bulls and Bucks series and the Nets in Boston series. I think I swear.
Yeah. Man, it ain't really much to say about the Boston Nets series, man. I mean, that was just, I mean, from start to finish, you could tell who the better team was. From start to finish, you can tell that there was a distinct game plan, and they stuck to their game plan in terms of the Celtics, man. I mean, I can, I can live with getting beat by Bruce Brown scoring 40. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta lock in and make everybody else beat you, and that's what they did, man. But not only that, but they were, really, really cohesive on the offensive end, and Tatum took another step, man. Tatum took another step in the series in terms of who he is as a player, and it was just exciting to see, man. I think him and Jaylen Brown have finally, and I felt like they figured it out once they went on their streak in the second half. But I think they finally understand, like, when one is gone, one is gone. Like, it's okay for me to do what I got to do and wait my turn and just cook when it's time for me to cook. So they got a good rhythm going, man. Like, right now, outside of the Warriors, man, those are the 2 hottest teams in the league in terms of consistency. The Bulls, on the other hand, man, I think that, and we've kind of talked about this a little bit, but I think they did overachieve a little bit, especially with them just coming together this year. We did have the luxury of having a very favorable schedule in the first half of the year. And which is cool. Like, you're supposed to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say, yeah, we had a weak schedule, but you still got to do what you got to do. Even with that weak schedule, you got to win games. So we did have a favorable schedule to begin the year, and then some other things kicked off, and of course, ending the year we had the second toughest schedule.
Very much
so it was it was definitely a tale of 2 tales. But at the end of the day, man, the past 5 years have been tumultuous. So at the end of the day, I think we are making steps in the right direction. We do have a decent core to work around, but we have to bring in some pieces, especially on the bench, to make that team better. Because we just don't have enough reliable people when the going gets tough. But I think being in the playoffs this year is going to help that, having that playoff experience, even though the performances weren't great, it'll still be an experience factor moving forward. So, that's my take on it, man.
Nice. Quan, what you got?
I'll start with Brooklyn and Boston. What I like about the series, Boston, they became a unit. Like AD said, they figured it out. Those 2 guys that were rumored to be not seeing eye to eye, put their pride to the side and kept it to the court. Kept it on the court. They balled out. When Tatum was rocking, he got the ball. When Brown was rocking, he got the ball. You know what I'm saying? Marcus Smart was being market smart. The team just worked everything. They was all cylinders was clicking
Mm-hmm.
against the Nets. They was interrupting KD's rhythm. They allowed Kyrie to do what he wanted, but they put a cap on it. Like
Yep.
you can get this 35. We may even give you 40. But if you think you were going for 60, nah. So they let him do his thing. And then the guys that they kept I don't want to call them weak because they're NBA players, but the
Mm-hmm.
guys that don't normally do certain things,
Mm-hmm.
they kept them and and they're what they're characteristically known for doing. They didn't allow them to Grayson Allen them. Moving on to the Bulls. First, I give my take. I have to do something only corn would do.
Oh, here we go.
Like I said, Bulls were going home. I thought they was going to, go home and stay.
I don't gloat when I win. See, the difference between
you do every week.
I just admit that I'm right. Y'all go overboard with the.
I admitted I was right.
You change your names and shit on here. You just do the most. I don't even do all that.
But you tell the people every week. Every week, hey, you start to show off what I'm always right.
It's just a reminder, man. That's all I've been doing. Just a reminder. That's it. But go ahead.
Now, realistically, with the Bulls, what we've seen is they need a better constructed team.
Mm-hmm.
We also seen that Zach isn't going to get $200 million.
Damn.
Maybe not.
That he should not.
He should not get $200 million.
He should not be getting.
Well.
I mean, if they're gonna give him his money, more power to him. More power, black man. Get your bread. I ain't mad at you.
Well, if we think about it, how many times have teams overpaid some of these? John Wall.
Too many times.
Something.
Yeah.
John Wall's making $40-something million right now.
Yeah, too many times.
I mean, so if John Wall, do you think John Wall deserves a $40-something million contract?
I mean, play-wise, no. But I'm all for him getting his money.
But he got it.
Now, Zach didn't do anything.
Whoa, that's a statement. Okay.
In this series, other than one game.
Well, it's not about the series. It's about what you did.
No, in the season, he did his thing. I'm not gonna take that from
He's been to the All-Star game twice since he's been with the Bulls. So he's going to get paid. I'm just saying that teams have overpaid for Nicholas Batum. I think he got overpaid one time.
Yeah, Charlotte broke it off.
Yeah, Charlotte broke it off. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people get overpaid in free agency. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. Thing is, if I'm the Bulls, Zach wanting $200 million, I'm gonna tell him we can do a short deal for a lot of bread. Let's use the rest of this money to tool up. Let's get some more people in here. Let's get a better bench. Let's get something going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we give you $200 million. DeMar got whatever he got, and then we kind of in the Nets situation where we piecing together, whoever want to fill our roster every year, like how Miami was doing every time they won. You know what I'm saying? When LeBron then was down there, they were just piecing together different people every year. So, just saying, Zach. I mean, I'm all for him getting his money, but
yeah,
200, I'm talking him down.
So, don't you fear if like the pick is about to come in?
Yeah, in a little bit.
But before it comes in, don't you fear that if you go to Zach and remind you who is his agent, Rich Paul? Remember that, Rich Paul, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Zach and look, Zach, we want you here. We want well, we're not gonna give you 40. Let's talk you down to 30. And let's say a team like Denver is like, look, man, Bulls on some bullshit. We can give you 35 over here.
Right.
38. Don't you fear losing him for $5 million? And you the fucking one of the richest franchises out there?
Yeah. Hold that thought though, man. One, the pick is getting ready to come in, but y'all continue talking to the pick come in. But man, we got our first official special guest that's going to join the show, man. I'm gonna bring him on right now. He's been in the green room, been checking in with us, man. So shout out to Blake, man, for joining us.
Cuzzo!
What up, man? What's up, cuz?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, you good? We can hit them kids in the back too, bro.
I hear my cousin,
Bro,
nephew, and niece.
this over here ain't nothing to play with, man. So I got 2 4-year-olds and a 18-month-old
Oh yeah,
going crazy. Both of the 4-year-olds ain't mine, just so y'all don't get, y'all don't get to try and do no crazy math.
Hey man, hey,
you know I know. I know.
Yeah, man. But one of them right here. This will be the one and only time. Say hi.
Hey.
Say hi. No. All right. But yeah, man. It's this has been dope, man. I think I'm glad. One, I'm the first, but just to get on here and talk a little shit with y'all, man. I'll be looking forward to Thursdays to get on here and listen to y'all talk crazy. Yeah, but I appreciate y'all letting me join.
All right, we appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you, man. Want to get on? Come kick it with us.
For sure.
Wow, we have a surprise first pick.
Yes, we do.
Surprise first pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Wow.
Pull mine up real quick. I ain't even watching.
Yeah, I got it up here, man.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Yeah, we probably delayed on screens.
Let me see.
Trayvon Walker, defensive end from Georgia.
The edge rusher from Georgia.
Number 1 pick.
Now, I'm going to talk about him for a second, and then we can get back to with the Zach LaVine.
Daddy.
Trayvon Walker may not have been the most popular name for the number 1 pick, but the dude is a monster.
Bro.
Like, he's a monster. Like, he can very well be another Aaron Donald. Like, that's how good this dude is.
Yeah.
Coming from Georgia, they don't get a lot of hype out there as far as their front line and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody picked this kid to be number 1. Nobody. I think mock drafts had him between 8 and 12-ish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shout out to getting that bag, man. Shout out to getting that bag, brother.
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a decent pick, man. I mean, definitely a sleeper in a lot of drafts, but that's a decent pick though, for real.
So
that's a different kind of bag going from 8 to 12 to number 1 overall.
Yeah, huge.
A different bag.
That's huge.
But it's funny, like I got this. I get this little. It's kind of like a free, almost like not betting really, but you can earn a little money. It's through Yahoo Sports, and so they'll have you pick certain things for that day or for that weekend or whatever when it comes to sports. Being completely honest, I ain't really watched that much college football last year, so I don't know who's coming out. But the funny thing I noticed today was it gave 3 options. It said who's going to be the number 1 pick. It was, I want to say, the white dude from Michigan, Hutchinson, something like that.
Yeah, Hutchinson. Yep.
Trayvon Walker, and then anyone else. So somebody knew he had the potential to go number 1.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
And then we get Detroit coming up with the second pick. They're gonna pick in a minute, but Bro, I want to get your opinion, man, because ain't nobody trying to listen to Corner 80 about what they talking about.
Man,
what's your thoughts on this Bulls and Bucks series?
Man, look, I've been waiting.
Just give it to us in the raw, man.
Man, look, I've been waiting. So look, so obviously we didn't have the full team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So through 60 games, we're 38-22, number one in the East, right? The last 22 games, we went 7-15. The bottom dropped out for whatever reason. Big part of that being injuries, missing Lonzo Ball, who is to me one of the most underrated players in the league, but his dad gave him so much hype that people expect him to be this superstar, right? Where in reality he's just a really good player. You know what I mean? Like I feel like he has the potential to be have a Jason Kidd like career, right? Where super consistent, just doing his thing, 15 to 18 points or so, 6, 7, 8 assists, 6, 7 rebounds, that type of thing. I feel like he can do that for his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, because of the hype that he came in with, people are expecting him to be something that he's not, right? But I think a big part of that is we didn't because he wasn't there, we got to see the difference. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to see how important he really is to that team. Same thing with Caruso missing that big stretch after the new year where we were 4 or 5 games ahead of everybody else, maybe even more, but we were at least 4 or 5 games up in the East over everybody. And then Caruso goes down right after New Year, and then Lonzo Ball goes down the next week. So missing those two, the immediate effect we saw was defense. We couldn't stop nobody after that, right? So it was a full drop off. Then, you know what I'm saying, y'all talked about Zach. Zach been hurt most of the season. Zach probably needs surgery and is probably going to have surgery this summer.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're in a contract year and you're trying to get a max, you can't really load management, or you can't really sit down and let it heal like it needs to heal.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get out there and earn your paycheck, earn your max deal if you can get it, right?
Yep.
So with all of that being said, you know what I mean, like, Milwaukee is Milwaukee. Milwaukee's a deeper team. I don't know if we got enough time for me to get on my Giannis soapbox. I I am not a Giannis fan. What I will give him credit for is he takes full advantage of the rules of the NBA right now. He takes full advantage. But all right, so cool. Real quick, I'm gonna get into this. So, all of y'all hooped at some level, right? Even if you just a park legend. If you're playing defense on somebody that can't shoot, how do you play them?
Sag off.
You sag off, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Now, if you're playing somebody who can't dribble, how do you guard them?
Press up.
Yep.
Exactly. So, in however long this nigga been in the league, has anybody ever said Giannis shook somebody?
Never.
Never.
Has anybody said, "Oh, that was a nice move"?
Right.
Not one time. But for whatever reason, the entire league plays off of him as if he's just going to shoot the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And all you're doing is giving him 6 feet to run straight at you and either get a foul or a dunk. It makes no sense to me. Like how is this happening every game? The entire league plays off of a guy that can't dribble. It doesn't make sense to me.
They call themselves trying to build a wall, but I mean,
Bro,
why
build
build a wall?
no more.
Yeah.
You can't build a wall no more with the defensive 3 seconds and all of that. You can't. It's hard to do it, and he has the benefit of having legit shooters. So that's where we saw the effects of the Bulls as well when they tried to take away DeMar and Zach LaVine and make them distributors. Nobody can make shots. So you got Troy Brown shooting 6-7 threes, Vooch shooting a bunch of threes. What's his face? Javante Green out there jacking them up. Derrick Jones Jr. jacking them up. Kobe White. Kobe White can hit him here and there, but he's streaky. So when he'll give you 8. But when he's not, he'll go 0 for 8. So
right.
But that's one of the differences that Giannis has over most of the league is they have a really deep team and they've done a good job of putting that team together. So I will say that. However, to me, he's got to be one of the most overhyped MVPs ever. Like, what does he do better than anybody else besides run people over? Like, what's his go-to move?
Go over you or through you.
I'm gonna run at you and either get a foul or a dunk.
But for a long time,
that's not talent.
But here's what I'm gonna say, and people are not gonna like me for this. But for a long time, I said the same thing about Brian.
I was gonna get there. I figured, I'll let y'all jump in, but until you're absolutely right. Until LeBron developed the jump shot, he did the exact same thing. It's another guy with ball handling skills, right? LeBron ain't never hit nobody with an in and out crossover, or never. That that crossover step back move from Space Jam.
right.
It's about the best he got, right? But that was the same thing. He would hit you with a couple moves. If that didn't work, he would just back up, take a run and start. But like once that stopped working, I won't say stopped working. LeBron put in the work. I'll give him credit for that. Like he put in the work and developed the little sidestep 3 and his little, turnaround fadeaways and all of that. Giannis is working. I can see, progression on the jumpers and stuff when he takes them, but he gets the easiest, like, give me 30s I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and he has a wiry strength too. Like, right?
Yeah,
so
he's super long. He's
long.
He's really good at being tall.
It's hard to kind of match up with him. So you need, like, you remember how when teams used to build, they used to build with the idea if I have to match up with a certain team, I'm gonna have 3 guys that I know I can get 6 fouls out of each.
Right, facts.
Right, you know what I'm saying? And just be super aggressive.
Right.
Like Giannis. When I think about Giannis, I think about Bron, I think about D Wade, I think about these are guys that need to catch a rhythm, right? These are guys that are like, if they start getting full steam ahead, they get a couple layups, now they cooking.
Right.
But if you give them 94 feet, they're gonna get irritated, they're gonna be pissed off because you ain't giving them no space. So you got to play those guys differently. So I'm with you on that, bro. Like we've all said that, like, we don't understand why they're playing them this way. And it gotta be different. Like otherwise he gonna continue to do what he's doing.
It don't make no sense.
So look, let me ask you a question, Blake.
Yep.
Because I feel we here. I feel like me and you ain't like these other two guys.
You see the wait, it's on the other side.
Here, bro. Do you feel that if Lonzo was healthy, if let's just say for whatever sake, that we have better help from our bench, do you feel like the Bulls could have beat the Bucks in 7 games?
Absolutely. I mean, I think with at full strength, we were the best team in the East for literally 75% of the season.
Thank you.
So I don't see why not. Now with that, we really didn't have a huge bench presence throughout the year. We really didn't have a huge
No.
bench presence the rest of the year, but
Yeah.
we were getting like AD said last week, we were getting 75, 80, 90 from the starters. You know what I mean? And then you had a big part of that production from the bench were coming from guys that end up starting the majority of the second half of the season. So Caruso, who was coming off the bench at the beginning of the year, Javonte Green, all of these guys that were supposed to be bench players
Had to become starters.
had to become starters. And so there went our bench because they starting. And so whereas most teams in the league only go 8, 9 deep anyway, tops, we had to take 6 and 7 off the bench and put them in the starting lineup. So you have nobody left. You playing like we were playing 10-day guys for
But
you know what I'm
alone.
saying? For like weeks. We gave Mac McClung 2 10 days. Like, you know what I'm saying?
No.
And no hate on Mac McClung, but shit, he's shorter than me.
Right. And I,
Like,
you know what,
like,
man?
It just, we got unlucky. You know
I
what I'm
don't,
saying?
right, we did get unlucky, man. I don't even like how bro threw that out like that though. I don't even like how he threw it out
I'm
like
just saying, bro.
we did not agree that if the team was healthy,
Right.
they would have competed. You asked us at the moment
Review
what
the
team.
tape. Review the tapes.
Review it.
Pick the series.
We could definitely review
I
it.
think
Corn said they was gonna be eating Harold's chicken and shit back in the
Hold on. Blake, I have one question. Was I right?
Harold's chicken. You were right, man.
Damn near they all
But it's so obviously we know that with the way the circumstances played out, you know what I'm saying? It's just like with any other season for the most part. And probably the rest of this season, the healthiest team is gonna win. Whoever stays healthiest the longest is probably gonna be the team that wins. Like, you know what I'm saying? Specifically when you start losing starters, key pieces. Like it's gonna be hard for Milwaukee to beat Boston without Chris Middleton. It's gonna be damn near impossible. And they have a deep team, but Chris Middleton is a star.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like him or not, Chris Middleton is honestly the reason they won the championship. Chris Middleton took over multiple fourth quarters in the finals. Everybody talks about Giannis is 50 in game 6, but shit, they might not have got there if Chris Middleton didn't take over in game 5 and whatever other game it was.
But in the
But
playoffs,
he was doing his thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Carrying it.
In the past playoff series they had, Chris Middleton was being blamed for not stepping up.
Right.
And I was telling people, like, the second he step up and started at least having 25, they gonna win.
Right.
And
it's go time.
He finally stepped up, did his thing,
carried them.
Giannis matched his energy, and they got a ring.
Right. Because I mean that's ultimately what's gonna matter. So it's missing Chris Middleton because like one of the sports group I'm in on Facebook, we talked about that. So somebody was like, who's gonna guard Tatum? Or they was like, who's gonna guard Tatum? And the first comment obviously was Giannis, but I think it was one of them that's one of them slug type questions, right? Where because historically that guy does not guard the best player. Even though him and KD are the same size, same height, he's bigger than KD, but the same height, he doesn't really guard him. And when they asked him about it last year, he was like, well, coach didn't say for me to guard him. That It wasn't in the game plan. Like, bro, you done been anywhere and somebody get to rolling. Bro, I don't care if it's 21. If somebody is rolling, somebody get hot, switch.
Right.
I got him.
I got him.
Right?
Yep.
Bro, you the best because we watched it in Boston against Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Tatum spent most of the games guarding Kevin Durant. And that's
very decent
like that
job
was
at it.
that was major for me. I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
Tatum then took one of them
Before
steps.
AD announced the rest of these picks, we're gonna take our predictions for round 2 between Boston and Milwaukee. But it's been a couple picks, man. So AD, who these teams getting, man?
Man, so we got the Lions went with Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, the defensive end. They could definitely use some help on defense. We got number 3. We got the Texans coming in with Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU, the cornerback. Kind of surprised at that one. I don't know if I would have took him that high. I probably would have took this next guy over him, which the Jets got, which is Amir Gardner from Cincinnati. Yeah. From Cincinnati, man. He definitely got it. So that's where we at right now, man. We got the Giants up with number 5 right now, so they still trying to make their selection, man. But that's where we stand currently with the picks.
Mark my word, man. Sauce Gardner is going to be an all-pro in this league. Sauce Gardner from Cincinnati, the cornerback, is going to be an all-pro cornerback in this league. I give it 2 to 3 years. Maybe not even that. Not 2 years, but he's going to be an all-pro.
Mm-hmm.
And who took him? The Jets?
The Jets. They lucked up, and that's, the Jets always have terrible luck with it.
It's tough to do that with the Jets. But the Jets have.
Well, they now have a defensive guys they head coach. So
yeah, so they've historically always had somebody that's really, really good on their defense.
Mm-hmm.
Just one person though. Like no,
right. No compilation of talent.
They have a real code defensive lineman or a real code safety. Like they had what's the name? Jamal Adams, I think was got
before he went to the Seahawks.
Yeah, he built his reputation with the Jets. Got his bag from them. Like they keep somebody. They just never have a good enough team to do anything. So he might be able to do something specifically because it's kind of like when you go to those bad teams, you get to shine a little bit more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? People gonna throw your way, all of that. So it might work out for him. But it's the Jets, bro.
It's the Jets, exactly.
But it's the Jets.
So before we get some updates on these NBA scores, man, because there's a couple NBA games going on as well.
Yeah.
We're going to do that in a minute. But, guys, we got to pick. Well, let's pick and I like to do this early for the series even start to prove that I'm always right. Corn, I want to hit shit.
You should stop
saying that, man.
I'm just saying, man.
You're wrong, brother.
Who y'all got in this Bucks and Boston series, man? And how many games?
I got Boston. I don't know. Right now, without Middleton, they cooking too much, man. I'm a say 6.
Oh, what happened to your boy? What's the white buddy name? That's been killing the ball.
Grayson Allen. What about him?
Oh, well, y'all forgot about him now. He was y'all savior with the Bulls.
Pat Connaughton, yeah. He just did what he had to do.
Okay.
He did what he had to do against the Bulls. Yeah. And the Bulls are, again, before the series started, I ain't even give them that many games. But when they split in Milwaukee, I said, okay, maybe they coming with a little bit more energy now. Maybe they just switched the script. But anyway, I got Boston.
Let me write it down.
Got smacked at home.
Got Boston and 6, right? I'm writing it down. What's today's date? Okay.
28.
All right. 80 got Boston and 6. Okay. Blake, who you got?
I'm gonna probably go with the same thing. I'm gonna take Boston at 6. Okay. I think the difference is gonna be how they play defense on Giannis.
Yep.
Because of the way that they play defense on KD.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think they'll I think the what do you call it the strategy essentially will be the same, right? We're gonna put
Make it
pressure.
tough.
We're gonna put pressure. We're gonna throw bodies. Marcus Smart gonna take about 4-5 charges a game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think ultimately because they're missing Chris Middleton, uh, Tatum and Jalen Brown are gonna be too much on the wings.
Yep.
Specifically because Giannis ain't gonna guard neither one of them niggas. Not that he's the lockdown defender. He's a
Mm-hmm.
good rim protector and help side blocks and all that type of shit. But he don't just lock nobody down. Like we watched DeRozan go 8 for 8 on him in game 2. The game they won, DeRozan went 8 for 8 on Giannis. So, not that he's some great defender man on man. However, just to be the best player and you missing your second best player, for you to not take that challenge,
Mm-hmm.
it says something to me. But I think that'll be the reason. I think Jaylen Brown and Tatum will just be too much on the wings. Their team defense will ultimately
Went out.
be the team
Yeah.
defense will win out. They'll run some of those guys off the three that we weren't able to. So people like Grayson Allen ain't gonna get off like they did on Boston. So I'm gonna take Boston in 6 with the potential for even worse than that.
A
So
gentleman sweep.
with the potential for 5.
Potential gentleman
With the
sweep.
potential for 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Corn.
Want to go Boston in 6.
Wow.
Reason being, everybody said like Chris Middleton being out, bro. That's major. Um, I don't see Grayson Grayson Allen them continuing to do that with because there's defenders that can stop that. They already showed you they got a defensive presence and they're not gonna waver from that. So I don't see Grayson Allen, Pat Connaughton, and all them other dudes. Even I'm gonna tell you this: Bobby Portis isn't gonna be as effective offensively in this series. He gonna do half of what he was doing. So if he was doing 18, he gonna be a 9-9 guy. They ain't gonna be able to keep him off the boards. But bucket wise, they gonna slow him down. You got people like Robert Williams and all them other guys, man, that can slide in front of him. And they even gonna use, if they smart, they gonna even slide Robert Williams in front of Giannis a few times because he can move his feet really well. I think they need to. They lock in defensively, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. They lock in defense without Chris Middleton. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. In 6.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's a normal trend on this show.
Trend was
And
broke.
it tends to go a certain way as opposed to just how it just went before.
You're welcome.
The Milwaukee Bucks are going to win this series in 5 games. Now, hear me out, right?
Yeah, because I want to hear this.
Now, I'll give it look. The first game, Boston is going to come out on fire. They're going to come out clicking on all cylinders or whatever, and it's still going to be a close game. I might get an edge off in the first game, might. But the Bucks is going to split one of those 2 games. Going to Milwaukee to play. Now, one thing I paid attention to in this Bulls series, and we don't give enough credit to Coach Bud, the Bucks. And I said in the group chat, I slept on their defensive identity. The Bucks. I slept on their defensive identity. Right? You held Debo and when the Bulls were at home, you held Debo to a bad shooting game. For the whole series, the 5 games, Debo had one good game. One. And this is a person who scored 40 points 12 times in a row all season. He's been a buck. He's like the second or third highest scorer this whole season, right? As far as points. He get create his own shot, all that. So I managed that with Tatum. I managed DeRozan with Tatum. Tatum can get his bucket. Debo can get his bucket. So I give them a game. But the way that they play offense, bro, and we mentioned this when we was talking about this last week on the show. The way the Bucks play offense is so you want to stop it, but how? Because if Giannis drives, he's either gonna get fouled or he's gonna dish it off, and he's surrounded. Bobby Porter shot 60% from 3-point line this last series, man.
It's not gonna happen to him, bro.
We don't know that. How we know that? We don't know that.
Because you can actually put Marcus Smart on Bobby Portis.
Okay, but
if you want to just shut him down and make him
we didn't expect
non-existent.
Lopez. We didn't expect the white goofy mob, buddy. I forgot. You didn't expect all these people to get off. You know what I'm saying?
I did.
I feel like,
Right,
well,
I did.
Yeah, we're the Bulls.
The difference between the Celtics and the Bulls, because the Celtics started off the regular season bad. The Bulls started off good. After All-Star break is when the Celtics started off good. The Bulls started off bad. So I put them in the same kind of boat. Now, talent-wise, we talked about this before. Talent-wise, it's going to be tough. But I feel like it's going to be a tight series. I don't feel like it's going to be no blowouts like it was with the Bulls. But I got the Bucks winning in 5, maybe 6, but I want to say 5. And I'm going to write it down.
That's interesting. I mean, the Bulls historically have given up big games to people like Grayson Allen, like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember watching a Dallas Mavericks game. I can't remember what year this was, but we were decent. And what is this nigga name? It's like Powell or something like that. The tall light skinned dude with the creative player.
The white Powell.
Yep.
Yeah, with the creative player face. He look real like standard face. Like he ain't got no like you know what I'm saying, no outstanding features.
Right.
Like a default face. That motherfucker had like 28. And I was like, who is this guy? Like he was going crazy. I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
So we have a history of letting people who shouldn't go off.
Right.
It just is what it is. Even back to the Jordan era, like if you think about it, that was Phil Jackson's philosophy. Like we're gonna stop the best player, and if whoever on the team goes crazy, as long as that guy doesn't go nuts,
we can live with that.
Right. As long as I'll live with that. If Shaq don't get 30, we can hold Shaq to, you know what I'm saying, 15 or 18 or something like that, and Derek Fisher gets 25, we probably still win that game, right? But I'll live with that versus letting Shaq get 40, right? So, I mean, that is what it is. But I just want to say I wholeheartedly disagree with everything you just said. Wholeheartedly. Reason being is because of the fact that Boston is way deeper than Chicago. So in doing what they did defensively to Chicago, it's not going to work against Boston. They have too many other weapons, right? So you can try to take Tatum away, but who then is guarding Jaylen Brown? Who then is guarding Marcus Smart, who can make an open three? Who's guarding Horford? Who's guarding Williams for the lobs? Who's guarding Peyton Pritchard when he come in and start getting like they're deep, bro. They're deep. And go back and look at the
Look at the tape.
Go back and watch that Brooklyn
tape.
series.
Peyton
Pritchard was coming in getting busy.
Look at the tape.
He was coming in getting busy. I ain't mad at him, but like they're deep, man. Like, and so I think the biggest difference for me, if Chris Middleton was playing, I'd probably say the series goes 7, and it's a toss up at that point, right?
Mhm.
But without Chris Middleton, I don't think it takes away from so much of their depth and their scoring ability because of the fact that defensively, Boston ain't gonna let somebody like Grayson Allen get 25. It's not gonna happen.
Real quick before we go to corn, Blake, who is your prediction for the NBA Finals?
Ooh, so it's it's been kind of changing, to be honest. So earlier in the year, I said Phoenix and who was my East pick? I said Phoenix and I said Phoenix and Brooklyn because I figured this is like basically beginning of the year, not realizing Kyrie wasn't gonna play half like
Right.
60
60
games or whatever it was. Because I just figured at the end of the day, talent would win out, and they just had too much top heavy talent, and they would be able to beat whoever. But I think now I'm probably gonna say Golden State.
Okay.
And Boston.
Wow. Hold on, let me write this down. God damn. Okay.
Because, and I've been saying this, I got Facebook memories going back to probably 2016, 2017. People need to stop disrespecting the greatness of Wardell Stephen Curry II. Like, y'all gotta stop playing with him.
I'm with it.
And I think they've shown that experience matters, and he's kind of in the same mentality. Him and Draymond and Clay are kind of in that same mentality as where I had Phoenix earlier in the year. Kind of like we got there, we kind of on a mission to get back. The issue I have with Phoenix is they're probably not going to end up being healthy. Somebody gonna get injured. Devin Booker got hurt. He should come back tonight. But who knows? Chris Paul is notorious for getting hurt in the playoffs. They haven't made me a believer as much as I want to be, because I would really like Chris Paul to win the championship. Because I've been a fan since college. But yeah, I'm gonna roll with Golden State now. And
So
Boston is just the hottest team in
the league. Yeah,
I'm gonna roll with
Corn and 80. Y'all have Boston too going to the finals, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm getting receipts. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but go ahead, Corn. What you got, bro? I just want to make sure I got this right.
You got the receipts.
My choice.
No, the Bulls ain't on your receipt.
Was that called for, bro?
Yeah, because you really going hard tonight.
That seemed
Damn.
unnecessary.
Really going hard tonight, bro.
That seemed a bit unnecessary.
We going with the finals. Oh no, the second round prediction.
Yeah, your second round. No, you gave that already.
Yeah, hold on.
You gave that.
We going with the finals prediction.
Finals.
Yeah. Oh, Boston and the Suns.
Boston and the Suns. Okay, I'll make sure I write that down. So you got 80. Who you got?
So initially, because since you want receipts, let's talk about receipts.
There we go.
Initially, I had a repeat. Initially, I had a finals repeat.
I know you did.
Right? But I also said with my comment that my dark horse for the finals was Boston and Golden State.
Ooh.
I want that to be clear.
So you
can put that on paper.
You going Boston
and Golden State.
So you changing it to your dark horse. Dark horse ain't dark no more.
Dark horse ain't dark no more. Especially not with this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Because you thought about, like, when I thought about seedings, like when we initially started talking about this, I'm looking at the seedings and I'm like, okay, like the road back is not too bad, right? Healthy team, not too bad. And then you got these boys in Boston that was like, Hey, guess what?
Hey,
Hey,
they
y'all.
not playing.
Hey, guess what? We out here for everybody.
Them boys
Everybody can
not
have
playing.
some, right? So
Yeah,
they just cooking right now, man. And
Yeah,
you can't disregard the fact that they're playing at another level as a team.
right.
Now, no disrespect to the reigning champs and defending champs,
All disrespect. I'm just
but
gonna let you know that's all disrespect.
oh, and that's how bro is. If we pick against somebody, it's disrespectful.
I'm,
It
I'm,
is disrespectful.
I'm cool with that.
He can pick against somebody and it's okay. But
I'm
if we
saying
pick
that how
against
is
I'm
that
somebody,
cool with that.
disrespectful? That's all disrespect.
I'm
How?
cool with that.
Just because they're the reigning champs, I'm supposed to say, oh yeah, this is a cakewalk. They're gonna be in the finals.
I'm cool.
We're talking
with that.
about matchups.
I bet you.
I'm
I
cool
bet
with
you,
all the Milwaukee
I
disrespect.
bet you.
I'm
I bet
just
you.
fine with it.
Goddamn it, Tom Brady and the Bucks won the NFL Super Bowl. Y'all gonna pick them to repeat, but because it's Giannis and a different,
It
y'all
ain't got nothing to do with
it.
Giannis because I like Giannis. So don't do that.
Yeah.
That ain't got nothing to do with Giannis. It got to do with Chris Middleton not being there. That's who it got to do with. If you
That's
want me
a
to be
fact.
honest,
That is a fact.
that's where my series pick comes from.
Okay,
Man.
here's my prediction for the NBA Finals, and then we're gonna get some updates on these NBA scores
Yep.
and get some updates on these NFL draft picks. All right, I have for the NBA Finals this year the Golden State Warriors. I got them going to the finals against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, it was tough because I predict that the Sixers are going to, even if they lose tonight, and I feel like the Sixers gonna do some Sixer shit and lose tonight and go 7
Yeah,
games.
they up like 20 right now. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, I just feel like it's about to be some bull, but I still got the Bucks and the Sixers going to the next round, and I think that the Bucks versus the 76ers, Embiid versus Giannis, that's really, I don't know which way I want to go with that, but because I feel like championship experience matters, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I got the Bucks and the Warriors. Now I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucks played the Suns, but like Blake said, we need a healthy squad. I would like to see CP3 win a ring too, but going against that man, that goes that man, Steph Curry. They I don't know. It's something about that squad that I don't want to. I got them going again to the finals.
Something about that squad that nobody want to see.
Yeah, I don't.
That's what that is, and that's just realistic, man. Like
the core.
Yeah, like
that's the core.
You got they hungry. Like these fools ain't been in a playoff in years. And you talking about a competitive person like Klay Thompson. You talking about Jordan Poole, who I believe should have been the most improved player. Just go put that out there. Draymond Green, who is
Leadership.
just like ridiculous right now in terms of just kind of commanding and running, getting the team where they need to be. But they just it's just they feeling it right now, man, and it's only a matter of time before they really start to like understand and dismantle people again. Like back then they knew like it was over, like it ain't nothing you could do about it. And I think they getting back into that rhythm, so they just know you don't want to play them right now. That's just who it is.
You the only person that picked the Suns to go to the finals instead of the Warriors. Why?
Overall, they've been gelling. So if we even go back to the bubble, let's go back to the bubble, where the bubble, they went undefeated in the bubble. They went 9-0 in the bubble. They made a lot of noise in the bubble. It just wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, make it to the finals, do what they did last year. It was just Giannis played well, and DeAndre Ayton's inexperience showed.
Okay.
This year, Ayton has a little more experience. Their team has
been in the league.
Their team has been together now. This the same squad. This the same squad. And now you adding CP3. Hopefully he can stick in there. I want to see him win. I won't say I'm a super fan of him because he do questionable stuff sometimes. Like like he do dirty stuff where I can't really get down with him. I used to be like a super CP3 fan, but like after he started punching people and being, I kind of like. So I'm like iffy on, but I would like to see him get a ring. Um, and Monty Williams, I want to see Monty Williams get a ring, man. I want to see him get a ring. He deserve it. He's a really good coach. And I like what he's doing in Phoenix, so I could really see them doing their thing now. Chris
Yeah.
Paul and Devin Booker being there are what wins that or gets them there. I don't see. I mean, I can't say who gonna win. I'm not gonna get into that. Who gonna win it all? But between those two teams are the most cohesive in the NBA right now.
It's true.
AD, man, give us some updates on these scores and these NFL picks, man.
All right, man, here we go. Let's see what we got. Damn. Okay, it's about to be over tonight if they keep this up. 76ers and the Raptors. 76ers up 99-78 with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Still a lot of time, and the Sixers are known to jag it. But if they jag this, I don't even know what to say about them. Suns and Pelicans in the third quarter. Pelicans are up 67-63. 7 minutes left in the third. Again, Phoenix is winning the series right now, 3-2. So those are the two updates with the NBA. And then for the draft, I think we last talked about Kevon Thibodeau for the Giants.
Nice.
Then we had the Panthers pick. I don't even know this. I ain't never seen this guy play. I couldn't even tell you. Akeem Okunu, offensive tackle. Yeah. The Giants went ahead and got Evan Neal, offensive tackle from Alabama.
Ooh.
And then the Falcons picked up Drake London, wide receiver from USC.
Drake.
That's the first wide receiver off the board.
First that mom looked just like Drake, kind of. He looked just. He looked kind of, he looked. But look, no, that's Drake funny. London. Okay, no, just Drake London reminds me. He has a Mike Evans type game.
Oh yeah,
he can create separation, and his footwork is real good. You see what I'm saying? I think that's a good. Now I don't know about Marcus Mariota throwing the ball. The quarterback is suspect in Atlanta. I mean, I don't know how that's gonna work. It might work out good, but Drake London is a stud. I didn't know he was going to be the first wide receiver taken off the board. I kind of thought it was going to be a different one, but that's cool. I think it's a good pick for the Atlanta.
Drake 6'4", 220.
Yeah,
that's a solid build.
That's exaggerated. Yeah. I just Googled him. Ain't no way.
Yeah. Look, I'm looking at the thing, and I'm like, man, this dude's 6'4", 220. I'm like, how?
I didn't know who he was, so I Googled him literally as you was talking. Ain't no way. 6'4", 220.
How, Sway?
No way. No way he's 220.
That's crazy.
There's no way.
Some good picks. Who we got? My man said my final four is Milwaukee, Philadelphia, Phoenix, and Golden State. I noticed he didn't say ball. Hold on. Let me make sure I tap it. Notice he didn't say Boston in that final four. Okay, just want to make sure I understand that
he's from Milwaukee. He's from Milwaukee.
Well, that's how
he's from Milwaukee and lives in Philadelphia.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
And look, I hate to sound like I'm a hater, man. I hate to sound like I'm a hater because I'm not a hater.
Look, you are known. You're known to go against the grain. That's what you do. We don't even battle that anymore. We don't even care. Like when you say stuff, we just be like, oh, well, that's good.
The Celtics are
Tell me more.
I like the Celtics are a good team. The coach over there, Nia Long is his wife, his wife and everything like that. She look a little old. She on the antique side of the game. Well, she still, goddamn it, you understand me? She still,
who wife?
Ime Udoka.
Oh, okay.
Nia Long is his wife. You know what I'm saying?
I don't even think they married.
Okay.
Yeah, she be at all his games. She be at all.
Yeah, they locked in. They got kids together, but I don't think they married.
But yeah, for that, how I feel y'all know I'm a KG fan, man. I feel salty about the Celtics. First of all, how they did my boy Isaiah Thomas. That's a little bit. I feel salty about that. How they treated him.
They did him
They
dirty.
did him dirty.
That still sits bad with me a little bit. And then with the whole Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Rondo, and Cornell's favorite player, Kendrick Perkins. I feel like that squad, man, that Boston Celtics squad, I feel like that squad could have won more than one championship. You see what I'm saying? But age kind of got to him. Doc Rivers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Doc Rivers was one of those, and it still is one of those, like, I don't know. See, that's why I say with the Sixers, by Doc being over there, they got a chance. But
that was going to be one of my questions. I was going to raise. Don't y'all mention that name.
Yeah.
My guy said tell the full story.
If Philly doesn't win, should the 76ers move on from Doc Rivers?
They just hired him, did
If they don't win what? The championship?
The sit or shoot, even this, they were up 3-0.
Nah.
They just hired the man year, last year? They gonna fire him already?
2 years ago?
He been there a couple of years.
He been there.
2 or 3 years.
Should they move on from Doc?
No. To who though? Who the
right?
Okay.
I'm just saying.
To
Doc,
who?
We kind of talked about this.
I say no.
I kind of talked about this at work with a few coworkers, and they was like, Doc Rivers, not taking that from him, but after y'all just mentioned KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, you supposed to win with that. But ever since then, him or his teams ain't been on nothing. You got to think, all the years he was out in Lob City with top tier talent, bro. I mean, you had CP3, you had Jamal Crawford, boy, Blake Griffin. You had top tier talent and did nothing.
So you're saying Doc Rivers is an overrated coach? Are you saying that loud bars and buckets? Is he overrated?
What I'm saying is, I'm not gonna say Doc is overrated. What I'm going to say is
what it sounds like.
Doc Rivers is not cutting it right now. I mean, other than what we've seen in 08, because that's another team that's been riding a championship wave. Them niggas act like they won yesterday. I don't care what nobody say. To Kevin Garnett, it is September 2008 in his head. He still act like he won 3 months ago.
I mean, that's what happened when you only got one.
Right, but I'm saying, why is Doc Rivers regarded as such a great coach with one ring?
I think it's the way that he coaches, right? Like he's a player's coach. So the players have never had anything bad to say about him, right? But at the same time, like so with the Clippers, for example, so I moved from Chicago to LA in '96, right after the 72-10 season, right? So I'm still a Bulls fan. I get the 97 and the 98 championships. I watched those in LA. And then then Jordan retires and we suck, right? So everybody in LA is telling me I need to become a Lakers fan. And I was like, fuck no, I'm not doing that. So my alternative to that was like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with the Clippers. This is 97, 98. They sucked real bad, right? So I was like,
Clippers fan with
I'm gonna just make myself. If I'm gonna support a team in LA, I'm gonna support the Clippers, right? So I've since that time, since like 97, 98, been like a Clippers fan. My mom used to win tickets on the radio, all types of stuff. So we used to go to the games. It's crazy because they shared an arena, but like Lakers tickets would be $300-$400. the next day it's a Clippers game, and bitches $23 for the same seats. So we would go to the Clippers games, and it's the same thing I've always said to people with the Cubs and the White Sox, right? Like the Cubs games are during the day, and they're expensive. Sox games at night, and they're cheap. So that's why most of us are White Sox fans. Most of the people that can go to fucking 12 o'clock games are Cubs fans. Right. So, but that's what happened. So the Clippers have been what I call my Western Conference team since like '97. So I've been watching them since. Right. It's the only other team I have any type of paraphernalia of any of that. That team, the reason they didn't win is way more on the players than the coach. It's way more on the players than the coach. It's not Doc Rivers' fault that team didn't win. Them niggas didn't like each other. So Chris Paul and Blake Griffin didn't like each other. And these are the two best players, right? So when it comes to people like DeAndre Jordan, he was young. So he's not going to step in and be like, y'all need to fix it. No, because Chris Paul's the leader and the veteran, right? People like Jamal Crawford, JJ Redick, they can try, but the two best players could not get along. And that's why you had the issue when Chris Paul gets traded to Houston. You had the whole locker room situation, right? Them niggas didn't like each other, bro. It ain't had nothing to do with the coach. It's the players. So if like you said, Phoenix is gelling, the Clippers teams never gelled like that. The only time they were really like excited about playing together was the first year. And they made it to one Western Conference Finals, and that's it.
I'm with you, cuz I feel where you're coming from, because to answer your question, Corn, I think that if I were to quote unquote move on, because I know Reg asked this question, there's one person out there that still deserves a shot and should be coaching right now, and it's not. And his name is Mark Jackson.
That's a fact.
That's who's out there that still should be coaching. But the flip side of it is this: Shaq made a comment the other night on Inside the NBA, and he talked about how coaches are getting way too much of the blame when players are not performing. And to an extent, I agree with that as a coach, especially when you can only do so much in terms of putting the players in position to be successful, making strategic calls, making adjustments. But at the end of the day, is them who hits the open shot. It's them who can refrain from turning the ball over. It's them who can, learn how to mesh and play with each other. So I do think that in this players' league, that we have gone away from accountability on certain people's parts. And with the players' league, we're pushing a lot of accountability on the coaches. Now, mind you, coaches do need to have it, right? Because they do play somewhat of a part of it. Because most teams that are championship teams, they pick up the identity of their coaches.
True.
You know what I mean? Like when you think about Phil wasn't an X's and O's guys. We know who we have for that. We had Texas winners, right? That was the guy who was the X's and O's, but Phil was the guy who had a good hold of his team. He knew how to push buttons. He knew how to, he knew what was wrong, and he knew how to let them play through things to develop together and become together, right? So coaching does have his way, but I agree with Cuzzo. I agree with Blake though. Like players have to have a certain type of accountability to be a championship or a winning team.
Right. Yeah.
So in that regard, So with all that being said about Doc, and I feel that, you know what I'm saying? I asked the question because that's something that came up while I was at work.
Mm-hmm.
So in that same ideology, why was Frank Vogel fired?
Oh, he was fired because we know who's running that thing. That's why he was fired.
Let's get into it,
That's why he was fired. We know who's running that
bro.
team,
Come on.
which is also another thing that I have a big issue with. And I'm always called I'm old school, and you got to get with the times. No, I just believe people need to stay in their place, right? I believe players play, front office and coaches coach. Front office manages the team, they build the team, the coaches coach, players play. You stay in your place. And the reason Frank Vogel was fired is because he was a scapegoat from the beginning, because he was a coach that came in where they were like, this is what I need you to do. You have to appease while you're here. We're not ruffling no feathers. Keep your mouth shut. And you might be okay. That, and let's call a spade, because that's exactly what it was with Frank Vogel.
Are we okay? This is Bars and Buckets. First of all, welcome everybody. Make sure you tune in, chime in, share, like, comment, subscribe. We are Bars and Buckets podcast, man. We talking that good stuff. We got the homie Blake in, man. Tuning in, man, with us, man. Drinking, smoking, talking shit with us, man. Look, if we gonna talk about it, let's talk about it, man. Okay, Blake, my brother. We got Corn and AD on this show who don't like a certain player that plays for the Lakers.
I don't like James Harden. I made that clear.
They will glorify.
I hate James Harden. Just to be clear.
Hold on. Key word, they will glorify the GOAT in quote unquote GOAT in football, who's a Caucasian 40-something goddamn year old man.
Caucasian.
But they will not give the other GOAT in basketball. No, I'm sorry, not GOAT in basketball. The other great player in basketball.
I've said he was a great player a million times on here.
That's not true.
They will not give.
That is not true.
They won't even, bro. They won't even say the man's name.
You want us to make him our.
They won't even say his name on the show.
You want us to make him our favorite. He's not going to ever be my favorite.
Respect, man. I'm not.
We showed the man respect.
I'm not even a LeBron fan.
We have said that he is a top player in history. We've said he's a top player in history. Anybody can go back and find that. We've said that he's a top player in history. We gave him that.
So why don't y'all like LeBron? This is here. Live on air.
I don't
like LeBron.
I don't like anybody who tries to put a team together, and when it's unsuccessful, it's everybody else's fault except for theirs. That's why.
Live on air. The reason why I am not a LeBron stan
Here we go.
Because it's not even really him. I mean, he do little
stuff,
attention-seeking things that aggravate me, like going ham at AAU games that Bronny's not at, jumping on the court and stuff. But that's him having fun. It's not about basketball. But basketball-wise, this is the only person I've seen that is never his fault. I don't care what he does. And it's really his fans that make me dislike him. That's really what it is. They go way too hard, and they're like delusional. He could go for 30 with a hangnail, and they be like, yo, that's the best performance. That beats Mike's flu game performance. The man had a hangnail. Like, you serious? Like, it's certain things that he does. It's like they blow it up, bro. They blow it up, and then they brush over things like when he cramped up in the finals in San Antonio. Was talking about it's too hot. It's too hot. No, y'all got bust, and that was it.
Corn, who's your favorite team in the NBA?
To be honest with you, and I'm gonna keep it 100. Since OKC broke up, I haven't had a favorite team.
Okay, give me your favorite. Sleep a second team, a third. Give me one of your top teams.
So I've been watching basketball very objectively for the last at least 4 years.
Okay.
I mean, there's teams I pay more attention to, like, I pay attention. I mean, like, I rock with the Bulls. I'm from Chicago. I'm saying, but
That's a cap. But go ahead.
I rock with the Bulls. I'm realistic. People, Chicago fans be delusional, bro. Like, same thing. Yeah, because like we hope fiends. We hope something good is gonna happen. We that
Okay,
desperate.
I'll tell you what.
We that desperate that we keep
I'll go
hoping.
even further. Okay, so look, you pick Boston out the East, right?
Yeah, that's still not my favorite team.
Okay, let's say Boston don't win it this year. Let's just say they don't win it.
Okay.
And let's say you have an opportunity next season to get LeBron James. You gonna turn that call down?
If I'm Boston?
Yes.
If I'm Boston, me being realistic, I'm turning it down. My team is good without him. We're good without him. Why are we gonna start this media circus, this coaching carousel, this GM carousel, all the foolishness that come along with LeBron James, bro?
And who we supposed to be letting go to get him?
Right, that's what I was gonna say.
Tatum and Brown.
That's what I was gonna say.
I'm not giving up Marcus Smart.
What
I'm
I
not
gotta
giving
do
up
to
none
get
of
him.
them.
Because he's not a free agent. So
yeah, so I'm not giving up none of that for LeBron James. If I didn't even understand really. All right, if the Lakers took LeBron, I'm not building I'm not doing what he says. We've seen the last few times when they allow him to build teams, what happened? No, we're gonna get people that compliment you, but we're gonna get who the staff, the people that get paid to do this believe are the right fits and the right money. Now, for example, the Lakers are locked into Anthony Davis and they broke him off. So you can't even really go out and get nobody because you gotta trade him. Every team, when they do all like trying to go get the people he want, they are locked into deals for a long time with people that are really ineffective. And the team is bogus. So when LeBron leaves, because people are like those teams fail when LeBron leaves. That's because they have no trade assets. They have nothing else. They gave up everything for him. He's like Thanos. There's nothing left.
You taking Jaylen Brown over LeBron James right now?
I'm not giving up that. I'm not giving up that youth. I'm not giving up that youth for LeBron right now. No.
How old is Jaylen Brown?
24,
23, 24?
23, 24.
But we already know
LeBron was born the same year as me.
It's about titles.
All of us will be 38 this year.
It's about 37. 37. Okay, let's throw that out.
No, all of us, me, Cornell, and LeBron will be 38 this year.
Y'all some old niggas. But
bro, I'm not giving up Jaylen Brown for LeBron.
I'm saying Boston, especially teams and towns like Boston, these are title towns.
Yeah.
You can't bet on youth to always try to win. You need
also with that though, your youth has been to the conference finals twice. Jason Tatum was in the conference finals as a rookie.
I'll keep Tatum. I'm saying Brown.
Jaylen Brown was right there with him. I can't remember which one was drafted first. They were drafted a year after each other.
Teams in the East are just getting better.
That's cool.
I think Tatum came first.
That's cool.
Tatum did come first.
Right. So Jaylen Brown came. So they get to the conference finals, and that's the year they had Kyrie that he didn't play, and that team overachieved and got to the finals. Got to the conference finals.
Mm-hmm.
But they've been successful. So why change the group that's winning?
Successful in championships, though.
Bro, only one
Boston
team gets to win a year.
How many championships Boston got? They won't
17,
rings.
18, something like that. Only one team gets to win every year, bro.
The same with the Lakers.
So why break it up when it's doing what it's supposed to do?
I'm not.
They're getting close. You put pieces around and you see what happens. Now, if they're consistently getting knocked out in the first round or they're getting to the second round, or even if they're consistently like Toronto was doing for a long time, if they're getting to the conference finals and losing, then you look at that. Like Utah needs to have a serious come to Jesus meeting, because something probably needs to happen with that team, with that roster, because it's
See what
not
I'm
working.
saying?
Because it's not working. But Boston
But
has
Boston
been
ain't there.
consistent with their youth, with their core. All of them are young. You can easily plug in. So it's similar. It's similar to the original Golden State team, right? Like they built it through the draft and put pieces around that core to supplement what they have, and they're getting there. I think Jason Tatum is an MVP candidate, potentially an MVP winner
Wow.
in the next 2 years. He's that good. He's that good, bro. The dude is a bucket.
He's a hooper.
And then to watch what he did on defense against Kevin Durant, bro. He's
No, that's a
gonna
fact.
win the MVP
I want to go.
in probably the next 3 years.
Who's more valuable to their team, Tatum or Ja Morant?
Oh,
I would say Ja Morant.
I would say Ja Morant. You take Ja Morant off that team, and them niggas not even.
You have to put Morant over Tatum.
Even
Morant over Tatum in the MVP race in the next year.
Even though
I don't know about that. But
even though record wise they have been pretty sustainable without him this year when he was hurt.
I mean, so that's
not to say they go win it without him. They're not going to win it without him, though.
People said so. I made a case on for him winning the most improved player. So I argued for him because they were like, I don't think it's fair to say that you can't be an all-star or the best player on your team and still win most improved player. I don't think that's right. Right. Prime example, Giannis won most improved player in 2017. The nigga won MVP in 2018. Right. And he was an all-star in 2017. So that argument's super out the window. But Ja Morant not only was a star, we already knew that coming into the league, his rookie year, he won Rookie of the Year. Like, we knew he was that guy. All right. Now, if Zion Williamson had played the entire year, does he still win MVP? Maybe, maybe not. But the man improved everything, bro. His 3-point shooting went up, his assists went up, his rebounding went up, and he increased his scoring average by 8 full points, playing the same amount of minutes. That sound like most improved to me. Who else did that? Yeah, you can talk about the bench guys that came in and did something, but bro, man increased his points per game by 8 points.
No, that's a fact. That's because I give you that. But over the next 2 or 3 years, and once again, everybody working on the buckets, we just talking stuff about the NBA playoffs. We got the NFL draft going. We're going to announce the picks coming up. We're going to announce the NBA scores coming up in a second. But to touch on this point, as far as MVP for the next 2-3 years, who's going to be the face of the league and things like that. So you're saying you're taking Jason Tatum, and let's say 3 years. Jason Tatum over Ja Morant, Luka, right? Who like these? I even really okay. Go ahead.
So the only issue I have with the MVP, is that the narrative changes every year. The criteria changes every year based on whose storyline is the best, right? So what it actually stands for, most valuable player, is not really the reality of what they use to vote, right? So we've seen guys like Russell Westbrook win the MVP and he was like 6th seed or some shit like that, right?
Okay.
But then we've seen guys who had an amazing year and carried their team to maybe a 6 or 7 or 8 seed, and that ends up being the knock as to why they don't get votes.
Mm.
Right? So it changes every year. What I will say is I think from a talent perspective and from the ability to the strides that I've seen him take, I think that Jason Tatum is well on his way. And that's not to say that I'm necessarily taking him over Ja Morant, because I think Ja Morant obviously is doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of the games that he's had against Minnesota has been insane. Because they've had a lot of close games, so he's doing amazing things. He's doing crazy things in the clutch, like the game winner he had the other day. Like that was nuts.
And the
Um,
body he caught.
yeah, he's doing.
Real body.
So, it's funny. So I said I was like I feel like he looked at the ground, because every other time he's tried to take off on somebody, he took off from too far.
Mm.
Yep.
I feel like he didn't make it, and that's why he missed. So he tried to dunk on Anthony Davis, I think it was, and missed that one.
Mhm.
And he had the Kevin Love joint where he almost Vince Cartered him, and
Yep.
he missed that one. But he took off from so far back. So I was like, I feel like he looked at the ground and took an extra dribble to make sure he was in range. But that was insane, bro.
Yeah, that was
That looked like something off of 2K for real.
That
It
dude,
real.
definitely did.
that dude got crazy.
So look,
And
check
I
this
didn't
out,
even
man.
know he could do that.
We got a lot of NFL trades going on for the draft, and we got a lot
I
of
didn't even
NBA
think
scoring
about that.
updates. So, AD, man, what's going on? There's a lot of stuff going on in the NFL right now.
Man, there's a whole lot going on right now, man. Let's jump back to NBA real quick. Six is about to go ahead and close out the series with the Raptors.
True.
They up 128-96 with 56 seconds left.
So what?
So that's over with. The Suns have probably, I think this is their first lead of the night. They're up 93-91 with 8 minutes left in the fourth.
Come on, Pels. Let's force it to game 7.
So that's where they stand.
Okay. You know I love underdogs.
Yeah. So I think let's see. Drake London was my last update to the Falcons. Seattle picked Charles Cross, the offensive tackle from I want to say Mississippi State.
Yep.
The Jets went ahead and picked up Garrett Wilson, wide receiver from Ohio State.
Ooh.
And back-to-back picks. The Saints went Ohio State with Chris Olave, wide receiver.
Olave gone. I like him.
And the Lions just picked up Jamison Williams, wide receiver from Alabama.
Our receivers coming off the board.
I was wondering where he was going to go.
Receivers is coming off the board
Receivers coming off the board fast right now.
The Lions might have got him one.
So the Eagles is up next. That's the pick that's up next, waiting on that to come in.
Who the quarterback in Detroit?
Shit, Jared Goff, ain't it?
Still?
Jared Goff.
Oh, they didn't get rid of him? Okay, cool.
I thought they was, but
not yet at least.
Not yet at least.
Jared Goff.
Yeah, because I think Jamison Williams definitely dropped in the draft because of the ACL injury in January.
Yep.
So I was thinking that might be a kind of a steal. However, it's Detroit.
Exactly.
No.
It's Detroit.
Like my man or my wife and kids. However,
that's exactly why I say it like that. So.
That's
exactly why I say it like that. However,
and you know, if we notice, there hasn't been no quarterback taken yet in the NFL draft. Malik Willis has been hyped up. A lot of quarterbacks have been hyped up.
I'm about to say who.
I'm trying to see who.
I'm trying to think who win this one. I mean,
he won this early.
Man, the NFL is so quarterback saturated right now. It's like the
Yeah.
NBA with point guards.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of who need one right now this early. He might fall to the bottom of the first
Yeah.
round like
Don't
Lamar
nobody
Jackson
don't
did.
nobody need one up here like
I
that
mean,
though.
the Bears can kind of have
No, we're not
a backup. A backup. They can have somebody to train right with him. Because what if he get hurt?
We
What
good.
if he get hurt?
We all know that the Steelers don't need a quarterback because they got my boy Mitch. So Mitch is he holding it down for
Hey,
Pittsburgh.
man.
So they don't need a
Not
quarterback.
Mitch.
This boy, wow, man.
Why don't nobody like when I say this shit? Because it's
Wild
true,
as hell,
man.
Mitch the gunslinger.
Mitch is a Pro Bowl quarterback who
Hey,
led
man,
his
look.
team
Look.
to the playoffs.
Look.
Blake, talk to him, man.
That don't happen
I'm down with
often,
this
man.
shit,
That's
man.
all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
What was his numbers when he made the Pro Bowl?
That's a good.
Or
Let's look that up.
or was it the fact that we was 12-4?
See, and that's exactly why Mitch succeeded that year is how the Pittsburgh Steelers is gonna succeed. A good defense, a good running back, right? And good scheme. Mitch don't gotta with the Pittsburgh Steelers, he ain't gotta throw that joint 60 yards down the field. Hand it off to Najee.
I just feel like you can't. I just feel like you can't give him
He
that much
actually
credit.
can't. He actually can't
He
do
can't
that.
get it down there, so we ain't got to worry
60
about
yards. 60 yards.
Man,
Did you just say Mitch and 60 yards and completion in the same sentence? Stop it.
it. You know that boy ain't no. You know that boy ain't no long. No deep threat.
But I bet you they finish better than the Patriots, though.
Real life.
Bet you they don't.
Real life.
I finish better than the Patriots.
Bet you they don't.
I think I throw. I'm almost sure I can throw the ball farther than Mitch Trubisky. It's probably not going to be better. I probably won't throw a tighter spiral, but I could probably throw the ball
There is
farther.
a lot of disrespect on this show, ladies and gentlemen, all over the world.
You the main one.
He's not
you always
guy,
leading the disrespect.
And
we leading it.
We just don't ignore it, man, because we don't need no time for hateration or holleration in this desserie, okay? We gonna keep moving.
I decided to hold my comment on. You tried to bring me in on the LeBron thing, and sorry to disappoint you, but I'm absolutely not a LeBron fan either.
I'm not a LeBron fan either.
If you remember one of the first shows, I said that he looked like the dude that asked girls where his hug at.
You did.
He did say that.
He just, I love his wife though.
Right. And he wore rubber bands on his jeans.
Yeah, man. I'm sure he wore rubber bands on his jeans. I would bet money. That there's a picture of him somewhere with rubber bands on some
platinum FUBU jeans.
On some platinum FUBU jeans with the whole junkyard gang on the leg.
That's terrible, man.
He definitely.
I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know who is leading the investments and the portfolio that he has, but I've never seen anything like it.
He's dope business.
Dope business, yeah.
He is the Drake of business. Like he ain't missed yet.
No, yeah, he's definitely doing this thing.
And so from that perspective, and you know what I'm saying, him being a black man from the hood, from poverty.
True started from the bottom, now we here.
His mama about 14, 15 years older than him, so she probably ain't taught him a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? For him to be able to do that off the court, I have absolutely nothing bad to say about the man.
No scandals,
no scandals.
And then to do that too.
No break babies.
Babies, no scandals, no all of his. If he has side women, they don't say nothing. Like whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then like he married his high school sweetheart.
Yeah.
And it's funny because So y'all seen Johnson Family Vacation
Yeah.
with the Uncle Earl that was working on the truck?
Uh-huh.
Every time he saw said wife Vanessa Williams, he'd be like, "Look at Dorothy." That's how I am with Savannah. I be like, "Look at
Look at
Savannah.
Savannah.
Look at Savannah.
She's definitely dope. She's definitely dope.
The
Savannah
level of
is
disrespect. First of all,
Savannah is so
Blake.
fine."
But this is what everybody was
but
saying is
on
the
the
reason why
court,
he's the GOAT.
but
That's
on
what
the
I'm
court,
saying.
man,
That's what I'm saying. On the court,
it's
name me a better small forward. I even give you two. Name me two better small forwards of all time better than LeBron James. I'll wait.
I mean, I don't know if I can give you two. What I will say, people super disrespect Larry Bird.
Super
I
disrespect
said that
Larry
though.
Bird.
On this show, I said about Larry
People
Bird.
super
Super
disrespect Larry
disrespect
Bird.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird was a monster. And it's one of those things where you don't even have to have seen him play. You can literally go look at the numbers. Larry Bird had numbers that people are having today in an easier league, right? Where there's no big man. It's easier for like anybody to average 8-9 rebounds. Whoever wants it, right? Like that's what I used to say about Russell Westbrook. He wants the rebound, so he goes to get it. So if nobody else jumps, I'm getting it, right? So everybody's getting rebounds just by just putting their hands up. Nobody's really jumping for rebounds no more. So if I jump, I'm gonna be the guy that gets it. Don't matter that I'm only 6'3", right? So it's effort. He did that in a league where that was literally somebody's job. The big men, the center and the power forward, their job was to grab rebounds. And he did that as a small forward where he had multiple years where he would average 7, 8 rebounds a game, 9 rebounds a game, 10 rebounds. Like he was doing it all. And nigga ain't had no athleticism. Like with zero athleticism.
I agree.
He did all of that. So outside of Larry Bird, I don't know that I can give you anybody that's
Well, we all know
better,
Corn said Scottie
better,
Pippen. Corn said
that's
Scottie Pippen
better
is the
talent
better small forward.
wise than LeBron. I think that he's one of those people that for whatever reason God just gave them everything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just
It's a
just
generational talent.
yeah, just one of them people that God just gave him everything. Like you can't. There's nobody else on the planet that is 6'8", 250 pounds, runs a 4.4 40 with a 44, 45, 46-inch vertical. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
shit just doesn't happen, bro.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't
Literally
happen.
all the intangibles.
And he had that at 16.
All the intangibles that you would be looking for.
And he had that
He
at
has.
16 with a point guard brain.
Are we talking about LeBron right now?
Yeah, with the point
Okay, so
guard brain.
listen.
So I can't take nothing away from what he was given naturally. What I will say is I think for me, the difference between him and anybody else we want to compare him to, his case for wherever you want to put him is longevity. He's the only person in the history of the game who's never had a long lasting injury. He had the groin joint, which I think he milked it. He had the groin injury a couple years ago. I think the first season with the Lakers. Missed some time. They sucked, so he shut it down for the season. Like we ain't gonna make the playoffs, no way. So I'm gonna just miss the rest of the games, right? But outside of that, he's never had a major injury. You know, people like Jordan didn't have any either, except for that broken foot in like the second season or whatever it was. But that's that's why he's been able to do what he's been able to do from a
Statistical standpoint.
From a number standpoint, from a statistical standpoint, it's it's a numbers game. The longer I play,
the better chance I have of
the
breaking
more numbers
whatever I
I'm
can
going
do.
to get.
Are you saying he's a stat patter?
I mean, he's done his share of padding. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see him turn down shots for assists. You can see him turn down assists for shots when he's like this last year. I feel like he made what looked like at some point a conscious effort to try to win a scoring title at 37. I think that was one of those things because he's one of those guys that cares about that type of stuff, right? So it's you can't take nothing away from the guy's career at this point, because some of the knocks that I had on his career earlier on, he went and addressed. Like he was Giannis the first 10, 12 years,
10, 12 years, yeah.
and then he developed a jump shot. Still not really all that great.
Which is still not the best, but it's
Still not
better than what
really
it
all that
was.
great, but
Right.
he at least developed. He went in and improved his game, right? So I can't take nothing away from the man. I don't I don't hate LeBron. I just it's like Corn said. I think it's more so the fans at this point. LeBron is the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA.
Ooh.
Like
Okay.
his fans are fucking delusional. Like they say the wildest stuff, and you be like,
Bro.
"What?
What?
Like, how does that make any sense? Like, what are you talking about?" But and it makes you hate more. Like you ever hated somebody or not liked somebody because somebody else gassed them up too much before you actually even met them?
Tom Brady.
Like, I'm talking about in real life, bro. Like you
How
ever
do you
met
gas
somebody?
Tom Brady?
Brady up.
Like you
Just
ever
for
met
that? Watch
somebody?
him do
I don't
this
know if
show.
I can. I've had to kind of just accept what it is with Tom Brady. Like I wasn't a big Tom Brady fan, but it's the same thing.
The
Man.
same thing you just said for
You
LeBron,
can't
bro.
really
is
deny. However,
the same thing you just said for LeBron is literally the same thing that happens with Tom Brady.
People hate Tom. People hate Tom Brady. People hate Tom Brady.
People hate Tom Brady.
There's a difference between 4-6 and 7-3. Tom Brady gets there and wins.
Especially
Tom Brady gets there and
And
wins.
he doesn't shy away from big moments.
Especially when majority of them.
And I'm not a Tom Brady fan by no means.
I am.
Right, I know you are. I've never considered myself. I've never even clapped for the Patriots. The only time I even watched the Patriots and wanted them to win was when they signed Cam Newton. So I've never ever been on that boat.
Hey, Blake, LeBron, he was the number what pick? Number one, right?
Overall, yeah.
Tom Brady was drafted in what round?
7?
6.
7, something towards the bottom.
I want you to understand.
240.
Yeah, he like two something, right? No,
190
something.
Like
yeah, right. So I want you to understand the levels to this.
That's fair,
right? Like LeBron came out of high school.
That's fair.
As the chosen one.
LeBron was on sports. He was on Sports
Illustrated at 15.
Tom Brady was the 199th pick.
Thank you, sir.
That's what I thought it was. 199. Yeah.
So he came out as the number one pick.
He tatted chosen one
on his back.
He went to the man and said, "Give me that. I want that one.
I want that."
In the block letters. Give me the block letters.
Give me the block letters. Give me that.
Yeah, give me that one.
So that's where there's for me there's no conversation about
That's fair.
being at the same level, because this guy has had to pretty much prove his doubters wrong
What I will
from the
say,
beginning.
what I will give him credit for though, is even with all of that, he has met and surpassed expectations.
Mhm.
I will give him that.
Mhm.
And I'm still
All
not.
while being built like a driver's ed instructor.
I'm talking about LeBron. Tom Brady had no expectations.
Exactly.
Tom Brady, most 6-round picks don't make the roster. So for him
Hear
to
that, Reggie?
so for for him to essentially slide into the role as a backup because Testaverde got injured on a kind of fluke running out of bounds play, right? Like it wasn't even and he didn't even run. It wasn't like he was mobile. It was a random kind of like fluke play, all right? And Testaverde gets injured. Tom Brady comes in. The rest is history,
And
right?
never leaves.
The rest is
Oh,
history, right? And so it's crazy because of the fact that there were no expectations.
there is
So
there is we're gonna give a quick update. We're gonna catch up with the NBA scores and NFL draft before I give my opinion, because I just found out that a star receiver was just traded from a team. Wide receiver was just traded. That kind of shocked me.
Well,
So I'll let AD get refreshed on that.
All right, here we go.
Go ahead and tell him.
Here we go. We got. So I remember I said 76 go close it out. They already did. They moving on to the next round. 132-97 was the final score.
so they playing Miami.
They are playing Miami in the next round.
That's gonna be a good series.
The Suns and the Pelicans. The Suns are up 109-104 with 1 minute left.
Damn.
I think they're going to close this out tonight.
I got 110-106 with 50.6 seconds.
There you go. There you go.
So
Might be a little bit
Ain't over with
behind.
yet, but okay.
Ain't over with yet.
Yeah.
So the last few picks that came in from the draft, we have the Eagles picking Jordan Davis, defensive tackle from Georgia. We have the Ravens that picked Kyle Hamilton, safety from Notre Dame.
Nice.
And then we have the Texans who picked Kenyon Green, offensive guard for Texas A&M.
Nice. Now, there was a breaking news trade in the NFL. Marquise Hollywood Brown has been traded from the Ravens to the Cardinals.
Oh, wow.
For a few picks, but notably not that much, right? Now, I don't know if you guys followed the Cardinals last year. You know, with Kyler Murray, he's going through his stuff with his contracts, right? They lost Christian Kirk.
They just picked up the option on his contract, too.
Oh, good. So, they have a little, they have a wide receiver is kind of Hollywood Brown, who's an up-and-coming star with the Ravens. But they traded him to the Cardinals, right? The NFL draft has a notoriety of trading people, stars, and everything like that. I just got an alert that be on the lookout that Baker Mayfield may be traded. Get this, to a team who y'all wouldn't expect to be traded to.
I think I seen something about. Didn't I see something about the Steelers?
No,
I want to say I seen his name attached to the Steelers in like the last month.
Mitch is the starting quarterback for the future for the Pittsburgh.
Now what team? What team is he supposed to be rumored to go to?
Well,
I was being dead serious.
That was before, yeah, but that's not happening now.
Okay,
that's not happening now.
Okay.
Seattle.
Baker Mayfield is potentially, quote unquote, headed to the Seattle Seahawks. Okay. So Russell Wilson left with the Broncos.
Right.
They're one of the only teams with a
The need.
glaring hole at quarterback now.
Right.
Everybody else at least got somebody on the
Right.
roster.
Because Deshaun replaced Baker.
Yep.
Everybody else got somebody on the roster.
Now on this show, we picked because that division is going to be tough with the Raiders, the Chargers, the Broncos, right? And who's the fourth one? Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, and
Chiefs, ain't it?
Chiefs.
Yeah, Chiefs, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Blake, who you picking out that division? Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Chiefs.
That's tough. I don't know. I think the safe pick is obviously Mahomes.
Really?
The safe pick is the Chiefs.
Even after losing Tyreek?
I mean, like we got to look at what Tyreek brought week in and week out, right? Versus specifically last year, because the NFL is a what have you done for me lately league, right? So I think he had like 1,700 yards the year before, but I don't remember him doing that much last year. Either way, I think with a guy like Patrick Mahomes in a pass-friendly league, it doesn't really matter who's out there. If they get open, if they get close to open, he can get them the ball. I think the what I want to say though is the other two, right? So the Broncos, big fan of Russell Wilson, but it's a whole new situation. I don't know. You know, it's hard to come in that first year and do, like, you know what I'm saying, and contender level winning, right? So it's all going to boil down to the schedule and all of that type of stuff. But
right.
I think my sleeper out of that division is the Raiders, because you putting Derek Carr back with Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams is a monster, and they have other pieces there too. So I think they have a chance to really do something if they're able to stay healthy and really, you know, kind of get the momentum going. But I think I'm gonna play it safe and go with the Chiefs, just off of you know, experience, experience, and Patrick Mahomes. When you have the best,
still going with y'all pick? Who's y'all pick?
You got the best player in the division. You know, you kind of roll with it.
My division winner was I kept it the same. I played it with the Chiefs too. My dark horse was the Raiders.
Yeah.
Corn?
Same.
I want to say when we had this conversation before, I went with the Raiders.
Yep.
The Raiders?
Yep.
So, with that being said, once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in to Bars and Buckets, man. We are here for the special NFL draft edition, man. We are here. We talking stuff. We talking about NBA. We talking about NFL. We talking about everything that's going on, man. We giving y'all live updates about the draft picks that's going on. We giving you live updates about the NBA scores. Talking this good stuff. Be sure you chime in, share, comment, and talk about all this good stuff with us, right? So we got our man, the homie Blake on with us, man. We're going to stick with the NFL for a second. With that being said, coming out the division, Blake.
Yeah.
You got the New England Patriots going to the playoffs next season?
Now
take a look at all the teams.
I was about to say, let me
take a look at all the teams now.
Because
the division that they in is not even easy. They ain't even. You thought they was in the East division. They didn't know no easy division no more. So
Right. It's not necessarily a gimme no more.
Deshaun Watson is looking like he's not going to get suspended any games this season, so he's going to be fully healthy and playing for the Browns. And
so that's gonna be interesting, because of the fact that I don't think the legal proceedings will be over before the season starts.
Mhm.
So that's where it goes into the commissioners list or whatever the fuck.
Okay.
So because they can essentially suspend him just based off the allegations,
Bullshit, but yeah, go ahead.
whether true or not, right? While he's still going through the trial, whether criminal or the criminal cases have all been dismissed, but we're still dealing with the civil cases. So they can still ultimately suspend him just based on that, right? So that being the case, that affects that whole thing. But we're talking about AFC East, right?
Mm-hmm.
AFC in general is the Patriots.
Oh, AFC in general. Touche.
Wow, we just got a major trade in the NFL. Okay,
so they went 10-7 last year.
Wow, we just got a major trade in the NFL. But go ahead.
I think I'm going to say it depending on. There's a small caveat to my.
Hold on 1 second, Blake. I'm sorry, bro.
Go ahead.
1 second, bro. 1
Go
second.
ahead.
Bro.
What happened?
Because
I
gotta say this, Blake. Hold on 1 second.
I ain't seen nothing come up.
Damn, this is a big one.
fucking Brown just got traded to the Eagles. But go ahead.
Yep.
AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all should have had mine. That's crazy. I ain't
AJ Brown's got traded to the Eagles. Why would the Titans give him up?
And they gave him up for the 18th overall and 101st.
Wow,
that's crazy. That's crazy. They are they all in with Julio or was
Julio not even with them no more?
I was about to say, do they still have
Titans?
Do they still have Julio? Like who
Wow.
they have now?
Nah,
Julio. See, this is where you can get on bars and
they don't got
have now.
no receivers.
You can only get the updated news, man.
Just gonna all run plays. Huh?
They got Chris Humphreys now.
That's
all
crazy.
Run plays. they just gonna hand that bitch off 75 times.
Oh man, they finna run my boy to the ground, man.
That's
Blake,
crazy.
That changes the predictions for the playoffs for the AFC.
That's true.
Because if AJ Brown ain't with the Titans no more,
that's true. That takes them out.
However,
what I was looking at, right? So the small caveat that I have with my pick is depending on how they punish Deshaun Watson. Because I think if they do, they suffer. Whatever amount of games it is, if it's 4 games, they probably lose all 4 of them motherfuckers. If it's 6 games, that you know what I'm saying, they probably 2-4 or something like that, right? So whatever they do, they're not gonna win without him, right? But you gotta remember Cleveland and Baltimore didn't make the playoffs last year.
Facts.
So I think
Go ahead and say it, bro. You can say the Patriots ain't gonna make it. I mean, I know how you feel about bro and Corn and all. You can just say the
Patriots. No, man. He don't. Man, I don't give a shit. Ain't nobody scared of him. Ain't nobody scared of him. But I don't know. I think it'll be interesting to see because they were ultimately only a game over Miami. Okay. And I think Miami got a lot better. So it'll be interesting. But based on Miami improving and both Cleveland and Baltimore not making the playoffs, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say they finished 3rd in the East behind Buffalo and Miami.
Thank you. I'm
Not
mark that
bad.
down too, so make sure Corn and AD heard that one. Hold on.
And it could very easily be a tie or something like that, where it's or one game like it was last
Exactly.
year. But I think
Exactly.
and you got to remember Miami started off horrible last year and then won like 8 or 9 in a row to finish the season. So I think they kind of build off of that, and they've added Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
So I think Miami is better than they were last year.
New coaching staff though, right?
Yeah. But I think they're better. Oh, they got the
The quote
they
unquote
got the black
minority,
they got
the
the
quote unquote
minority
minority
hire.
coach.
The minority hire. Man got 132nd Choctaw or some shit. he said he says his grandfather used to date a black lady. Something
like that.
Something crazy. He got one of them one drop situations going on. But
Right.
no, I think Miami's gonna be better. Buffalo's still right there. And Josh Allen is probably top 5 in the league. So I think Buffalo wins the division again, and I think Miami is second.
Corn, what do you have to say about that, my brother?
Man, that's his opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I ain't no hate on Mac Jones or nothing like that, but
Wait a minute, man. Hold on. When I said the
I
Patriots won
ain't
making
a
it to the
believer.
playoffs, you called me a tall looking mark. You didn't talk
Hey,
all
man.
False.
You didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? You didn't call me names.
I get a little
False.
different. I get a little different
what's
reaction,
up,
man. I get a little different reaction.
So
Yeah,
you
like
noticed
y'all go
you,
back. We go
you,
back a little further.
you know, look, yeah.
Put it like this. I don't remember meeting this guy.
Y'all go back. We go back a little further, just a little bit further. But
the
no,
point is
it's
still the same. I feel like I agree. I feel like every team in the AFC has gotten better. The Patriots didn't pick up no wide receivers to get better. They didn't pick up no offensive linemen to get better. They still have good running backs. They still have good coaching. But every team has improved. And you know what I'm saying, in that division. And in that conference. Every team has improved. Now, because the Titans just traded away A.J. Brown, it may change things a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But I still feel that teams that because they got better, I don't see the Patriots. They might fight for a wild card, but even that'll be tough.
so the thing. The crazy thing is, the AFC South is so trash. With them getting rid of AJ Brown, Tennessee probably still wins that division. But whoever wins that division might fuck around and be like 8-8 or 8-9 or whatever it is.
And then I'm just
9-8.
finding out that the Titans, so they traded away AJ Brown to get the 18th pick.
They got Traylon Burks.
18th pick.
They got a wide receiver.
They picked the wide receiver.
Yeah.
Traylon Burks is a fucking AJ Brown. He's AJ Brown 2.0. I ain't gonna say 2.0, but he's
well, it makes sense. You go get a cheaper version of the same
exactly
same guy. I'm not mad at that. That's the NFL way.
Right.
That's the NFL way.
Yeah.
All right. So do we have a final in Phoenix?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's over with.
115, 109.
It's over with, brother.
I called earlier today. My prediction earlier today when I saw the games, I said every team closes out tonight. Was my prediction. So far I'm 2-2. I just need
Dallas.
I just need Dallas to go get a dub now and finish Utah off. But yeah, Phoenix is so one of the things. So what we didn't get into yet that we already know was this. We talked about Boston and Milwaukee, but we didn't talk about Golden State and Memphis.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Mhm.
Now y'all know how much I love underdogs now, so don't let's not do
I
that.
mean, we already know where you going. You just don't have no talk about disrespect. Shit.
Right.
Hey, look, let's put it on. You know, I'm putting it on paper. So give me your picks and give me which games. I'm putting it on paper.
I think I had Suns in Memphis.
Golden State and Memphis. Well, first of all, we're assuming that Memphis is going to beat Minnesota tomorrow. Are we assuming
Oh, that wasn't
Hey,
it. My bad.
It's only 3-2
Never
right now.
mind. Never mind. I brought that up thinking that was the end of the series.
So I'm assuming that you got Minnesota losing, and then
They celebrated like it was. Yes, I definitely have Memphis coming out of that series.
okay.
Minnesota has impressed me though. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
I said they had an
I
opportunity
ain't gonna
to
front.
upset. I said they had the
Minnesota
opportunity to
impressed
upset.
me. Minnesota impressed me. But the crazy thing, it's the ultimate impressive player has been Anthony Edwards.
Oh yeah.
I did not expect him to be this good in the playoffs. Like I didn't see that coming at all. But he plays like wise above his years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like he just plays like he's older than what he is.
Yeah.
And that's one of my other old LeBron jokes. Is I used to say, "Ain't no way that nigga's that age." Like when he was 18, I was like, "This nigga face is like 36."
Hilarious.
But yeah, Anthony Edwards plays like that. He walks around, he lives, he talks like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all see the video with him with the flip phone?
Yeah.
Like, bro, this nigga 20 and don't know how to turn the camera around. Like you grew up in the social media era. Like there's been social media your entire life and you don't know how to turn your camera around. I was like, that's insane to me that you're that young and you don't know basic like phone functions, right? But that's how he plays. He plays like an old man. He plays like he's a veteran already. Like he's been here before, right? So he's been the most impressive for sure, and he's the reason that the series has gone this long. To be honest,
Yeah.
But I didn't realize it wasn't over yet, so we won't have to give our picks.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, we going once again, man. If you're tuning in with us, man, we are Bars and Buckets talking about the sports, man. We got an NBA updates and scores. NFL draft is going on. We are currently still going. I picked like 18 or 19 right now. Live updates, live picks, live scores, man. We got the homie Blake on talking this good sports with us, man. We got Corn and AD getting it in, man. I want to talk about a little bit with because we still got the playoffs going on, and we still got stuff going on with MVP awards. The MVP has not been announced yet, right? So, as I looked at yesterday, it's between Jokic and Embiid, the final two. Giannis is still in there, but it's really between Jokic and Embiid. Who gets the MVP award?
Embiid.
Think so?
Yeah.
That's where I'm leaning.
Jokic got bounced out. Embiid moved on.
See the thing about that is like people always bring stuff like that up.
That's why I hate that about the MVP award.
It's a regular season award, bro.
Yeah, it's a regular season
it don't matter.
award, man.
It don't matter. It don't matter. They got bounced
out
the first round.
But they use the playoffs. That's why it comes out.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the nature of it.
But that's what it is.
Stupid, and that's what makes
it is stupid.
That's what invalidates it to me, right?
Because it wasn't. It ain't used to be like that.
Even if we want to go all the way back to, I think and I hate to do it because my guy, but to me, even Derrick Rose's MVP was I want to say it has an asterisk, but it was one of those. It was one of those things where because LeBron had just won two, right, and then he pulled the decision, so he became like the villain. So there was no fucking way he was gonna win the MVP that first year in Miami. So it had to go to the next best storyline, right? Which ended up being the Bulls winning 60 games and first in the East,
First in the
whatever,
East, yeah.
right? From a from a numbers and season perspective, it was nice. It was great. He was the best player on the best team. That makes sense. They've only really done that a certain amount of times. I've always felt that that was more of a like we're mad at LeBron MVP than it was a like you earned this MVP. To me,
Who's hooping though?
and I no, I'm not taking away from what he did, but that's just how it's always felt to me. Is because the way that the narrative had gone before that, it changed that year, and then it went back to the same old shit because LeBron won it again the year after.
I don't know. I kind of feel where you're coming from. I do. I want to say that he deserved it though.
I ain't gonna say he
I want to say
didn't.
he
I
deserved
just feel
it
like
because
from a voting perspective,
yeah, and then I look at it this way too, bro. So because we do this too. If you pull Rose off that number one team, that 60 win team, you pull Brown off of that Heat team, who goes the furthest?
that's absolutely true. That's what I say. I don't wanna make it seem like I'm discrediting his MVP
Mm-hmm.
because that's my guy. Like
Right.
I'm, he's still one of my favorite players ever
Mm-hmm.
to this day. But I'm talking about from a voting standpoint and how the voting went to make him the MVP. I feel like it was
Mm-hmm.
more of a like anti-LeBron vote because the journalists were mad at LeBron
Mm-hmm.
for the decision than it was for him truly earning that MVP. And
Yeah.
not to say he didn't earn it, he didn't deserve it. I just don't feel like the voting. I feel like the voting went more that way than it was for like,
Right.
yeah,
Right.
Derrick Rose fully earned this MVP. And so I say that to say for this year, I think the better storyline is Embiid, um, because only because I think Jokic ended up with a 6 seed,
Mm-hmm.
and Philly ended up with 4. I think.
They are were they two?
Nah, they weren't 2.
I mean, no, you're right. You're right. They're
Boston.
4.
Boston was 2.
They're right. Yeah,
So
they're 4. Yeah.
so I think that's gonna play a role in where the votes go. So I think
Mm-hmm.
Embiid wins it. It's just a better story. He's been kind of campaigning a little bit, been complaining about it, and I think he's gonna get the votes because of that. Um, and their numbers were similar. I think Joel Embiid ended up winning the scoring title, so that's gonna be something that kind
Factored
of
in.
pushes a couple
Mm-hmm.
votes his way. But I don't know. I'm not really a fan of. I haven't been a fan of the MVP trophy for a few years now because I feel like the criteria changes every year, um, and it kind of frustrates me because it's like what are we doing? Like we if we're really just going on the storyline, we probably need to give it a new name or something because It's not about who's most valuable anymore. It's the better story. Or we need to change who votes.
I think so.
Because you got a bunch of motherfuckers voting that ain't never done nothing. That ain't never played past.
The Steelers pick Kenny Pickett.
It's time to end the show, guys.
The Steelers got a quarterback in the
It's time to end the
draft.
show.
Well,
They ain't got no faith in Mitchell.
It's time to end the show.
they just drafted Mitchell's replacement.
So live on Bars and Buckets, Mitch got replaced. But there's one thing I wanted to add about the Jokic thing. I seen today that he's expected to sign 5 years, $254 million this summer.
They better give it to him. They better give him
They
all
gonna
of
give
that.
it to him. They gonna
All of that.
All of that.
Plus incentives, plus whatever
Right.
else they can give
Hey,
him.
wait, what you want, man? You need
Stock
you need
options.
your own, right? you want a piece of the team too? While we at it, we'll
A
give you a
plane.
percentage.
And let his brothers get a jersey out of whatever he wants. Y'all better give it to him.
Yeah, he getting paid. That's without
Whatever
question.
he wants, y'all better give it to him. You know what's crazy though? I talked about the disrespect of Steph Curry.
Mm-hmm.
This man finna get two $200 million contracts.
Yep, it's coming.
In one lifetime.
One lifetime.
Two. Y'all better stop playing with that man. He light skinned.
Wardell earned all of that.
He light skinned killers, boy. You better. Hey man, we out here. we out here. We out here. Light skins out here winning. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
That dude finna put the 3-point record out of reach real quick.
Reggie, how are you feeling right now? I think we need to hear from you at this moment because you finished that cup fast as hell and you've been shaking your head for 3 minutes straight. So how are you feeling?
That's the
right
dude
now?
from Pittsburgh.
From Pitt.
I don't see him. I don't see him coming in starting.
That's the dude with the. Is that the guy that did the fake slide?
Yeah. That's fake. That's fake slide, man.
Oh, he ready.
Yeah. They kept him home. They said, "Oh shit, we got to."
If I'm Mitch Trubisky, I'm requesting a trade tomorrow.
To where?
Because y'all don't clearly know what y'all got in a quarterback for y'all to take a quarterback.
You shouldn't have drunk it that fast.
Hey man, you got
If Trubisky asks for a trade, he's going to end up back in Mentor, Ohio.
You got Caucasians in your family? Is this nigga a relative? Bro, he gotta be family to be caping this hard. Like you going hard for buddy. Like
I believe in his ability.
What's happening?
I believe Mitch Trubisky is a stand-up guy. And he just needs another shot to run a franchise. That's it.
Man, look. Have you seen him throw the ball, though?
And I ain't talking about no rollout, bootleg.
Right, like his normal passes, bro. Like, have you seen him throw the ball? It's just, it's not that. Like, he's not that. And it's cool. Like, I rocked with Mitch while we had him. And then that last season, I was just like, I can't do this no more. Yeah. But I'm one of those guys, man. Like I'm right there with you. Like we usually agree. I'll be in the comments like, man, y'all niggas tripping. I'm with Reg.
Right.
I'll be in the comments like y'all tripping. I'm with Reg, bro. Chicago forever.
What's
like,
in your cup?
I'm going right. I'm going.
And if
whatever.
you notice, goddammit,
y'all tripping.
Let's give a shout out to this. My internet ain't went down.
Hey man, y'all might wanna.
He got Wi-Fi today, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
I think he had a new location. I think he had a new location, bro. Don't let him fool you, man.
I might be the good luck charm or something. Reg ain't had no problems. Shit. He had a little
fuzziness, but
he good. But yeah.
Anyway, man, we about to get ready and close out We're going to get ready and close out the show, man, in a minute, man. But look, man, we want to just give. It's almost towards the end of the NFL draft. The NBA games is kind of dwindling down, man.
Yeah.
I want to give all the guys, man, just a chance just to give their final thoughts on NBA weekend coming up. Feedback from the NFL draft. AJ Brown was traded. Hollywood Brown was traded. There's a lot of different moves made, man. So just give you guys, what's your pulse on the NFL and the NBA right now that's going into the weekend, man? Because next show is going to be a lot of different stuff to happen from now to next Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Real quick, the Eagles just gave AJ Brown $100 million.
He deserved it.
Well,
4 years, $100
there
million.
you go.
He deserved it.
There you go. Get your money.
No, man, the draft is always interesting, man, especially when you talk about trading picks and some unpredictable shifts going on. I can't believe they just at pick 21. Shit, I feel like this damn thing finna go to like midnight.
Yeah, that's how it is. Yeah.
Definitely seem late.
Yeah.
We go to sleep on these niggas.
The Mavs and the Jazz started though.
Okay.
The Jazz are up right now by 1. First quarter, like 4 minutes left. I think it refreshed itself. So that one might be a close one tonight. But man, this is gonna be interesting, man. Let's see, when is what do they do tonight? Do they do just the first round?
Just the first round. Second round, second and third round is tomorrow night.
Second and third tomorrow. Okay. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They got 11 picks left.
Yeah, about 10 picks, 11 picks left.
So this is gonna be going on for a while, and we ain't finna keep y'all on here until that shit finish. But yeah, man, I think that certainly these first round picks, man, I think the Jets had 2 first rounders. They actually will have 3 first rounders when it's all said and done, I believe. The Giants had 2 first rounders.
Yep.
Detroit. The Eagles got 3 first round picks. Detroit got 2. So some of these teams are really using their picks to try to stabilize themselves a little bit, which is what you're supposed to do, especially with the first round pick. So that should be kind of the segue to how they move tomorrow in the second and third round for those that have those picks. Man, what picks do the fucking Bears have, man?
Bears have the
second round.
I know. All right. Bears have 2 first rounders. They had 1, but they traded Khalil Mack, so they have 2.
So we got 2 second rounders.
2 second round picks. We have a third round pick. We don't have no 4th round picks.
And we got 2 fifth rounders.
2 fifth rounds and a 6th round.
Okay. All right. So I don't know. We should be able to get some talent with those, especially in 2 and 3.
Yes,
we should be able to get some talent with those. So that'll be interesting to see who we do with that, because that'll be something we'll come back to next week, talk about where the Bears are. But yeah, man. I mean, shit. This has been exciting, man. I was talking with somebody the other day about the playoffs, man, and this has been a really intriguing playoffs. Like, in terms of the gameplay and the matchups. I think the matchups have been the most intriguing part of it. For the most part, there was some that were just like, all right, but yeah, man, this is gonna be interesting going into the second round, man. So. What you got, bro?
Corn, where you at?
Repeat the question again. I was reading some of the draft. I was reading some of the.
Yeah, just give your feedback from the NBA final. NBA scores, and then the NFL draft for the day.
Overall NBA scores. The teams that we thought were going to win the series are winning. They're closing out. So Dallas just need to come on so we can have some enjoyable basketball Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As far as the NFL draft, for me, I didn't watch a lot of college football. So there's a few people that I know, most names that have been drafted I didn't know.
Mhm.
So that's why I was reading up on some of the guys
Right.
or whatever now. So yeah, more power to them. Happy for all these brothers getting their bread. I'm with it.
Yep. Man, by the way, Blake, man, just because we was talking about him earlier, man. CP3,
Yes,
30,
sir.
33 points tonight, 14 to 14. Perfect shooting night. Closeout game.
Hey, man. He's been that guy, man. Like
Yep.
what people don't give him credit for it because he hasn't won yet,
Mm-hmm.
right? But he's always been that guy, specifically in these moments.
Yep. Yep.
Like when you look at closeout games, when you look at game sevens, when you look at big games, even regular season games, he's always been this guy, man. Like as
Mm-hmm.
long as he's healthy, he's gonna show up.
Oh yeah.
Now,
So
next round, they're going to go against probably Luka and the Mavericks.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's your prediction there?
As long as Book is healthy, which I think he is. He played 32 minutes tonight. I ain't seen nothing come up about
pretty good.
about him being suspect. And
That's
clearly
pretty
he
good.
had, he got a little bit of time in between the next startup. So I think they still, finish the job against them and they end up in the conference finals.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was gonna play that much today.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like he played that well, but he
Nah,
played.
but he played. Yeah.
So 32 minutes after missing however many games it's been, 2, 3, 4 games or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that's a lot to come back to. So that's a testament to one, his youth, but also how healthy they feel he actually is,
Mm-hmm.
right? And also how important this game was to them.
Mm-hmm.
To finish it out today versus, you know, taking your chances with a game seven. Um, I think, I think, I don't think Dallas has enough to beat Phoenix. So I think that probably ends up being a fairly easy series for them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think 5 or 6 games max.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a very tough series for them. I don't think it's a tough matchup. They literally only have Luca and Dinwiddie's been doing his thing, but I feel like if you put a guy like Bridges
Bridges. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on Dinwiddie, you take him out the series completely, and you let somebody like Crowder guard Luca,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't think that's from a matchup perspective. I don't think I think that's an easy series for Phoenix.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, there it is. I mean, it was happy.
Whoa.
Guess what? What happened?
So just seen something on DeJounte Murray's page trying to recruit Zach.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm serious. Hey,
Stop it.
Wow,
Stop it. It's over
that's
with.
funny.
Stop it.
That's funny.
See, and that's what we said. That's what I said at the beginning of the show. I'm like, Bulls, y'all gonna fuck around.
Those
Like 30 million a year.
those are the things
Like
because
a
he can get.
38.
I think he can get the same amount, but only 4 years
Mm-hmm.
with any other team. So he can still get 40 million a year, but only 4
Only 4
years
years, right.
with any other team versus the 200 million for 5 with the Bulls. So
Okay.
like it's not
Bulls don't look. Bulls, do not be stupid, man. Don't let this mug walk away for $4-5 million, Joe. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
don't do that.
we don't want a James Harden situation.
Come on, man. Like, come on, AK, let's get it together, man. Come on.
But
man.
I think they've been aggressive in their signings.
Yeah.
I think they've done a good job of giving fair offers. You know what I'm saying? So we had DeRozan, I think, came for 3 for like 85.
Mm-hmm.
We got Lonzo Ball, I think 4 for 80 or something like that.
Something like that.
20 mil, yeah.
Yeah. So I think we've been given fair offers. I'm not sure how I feel about 200. But I think that's just kind of where the trend of the NBA is going.
And then you can look at the market, the shooting guard market.
Yeah.
If you don't sign,
That's
who the fuck else you gonna
I
steal,
think that's the
man?
biggest thing is if we
Ain't
lose
Bradley Beal available?
No.
No, he ain't no free.
No.
I could have swore seen
I don't
some
think
list that
he
had his
is.
name on it.
I don't
I
think
mean,
he is.
I could definitely be wrong.
He's
I
not
think
a
he-
free. He's not a free. agent.
I think he got a player option.
I'm sure he's gonna opt out.
Let me see.
Like I'm sure Kyrie's
But-
gonna opt out and ask
So
for
here-
different bread.
Here's the thing. I think as weird as it sounds, I think Bradley Beal wants to be in
He wants to stay there.
DC.
Yeah,
Like
that's cool.
he wants to be there.
Yeah.
But well, it does say he's on the list. But I think he has a player option, so he would have to
Decline that option. I mean,
decline the player option.
Yeah.
Whatever. So but is Bradley Beal?
That's a big question. I know where you're going. Is he that much an upgrade over Levine?
Is
I'm just saying when y'all
Bradley
said the
Beal
market.
that much better than right, but
Because
that's
really,
the market.
Well, you're right.
That's the market. So if you don't get if you lose Zach LaVine and you don't get Bradley Beal, what's that?
It's over for the Bulls.
Right.
So we'll go.
That's what I'm saying. Don't even risk it.
So we go filter for shooting guards. You don't get Bradley Beal. You lose Zach LaVine. The top unrestricted free agents are Gary Harris, Jeremy Lamb, Jarrett Culver,
Yeah, just give Buddy
Pat
200
Connaughton, who
million.
has a player option,
Oh, God.
Kendrick Nunn, Lou Wills, Josh Jackson, Bruce Brown, Brent Forbes, Dante
Go ahead and pay him.
DiVincenzo. Yeah, get
Just
him.
give him
Go ahead and pay him
money,
at
man.
this point.
Zach about to get 220.
Right. Zach
What
about to
what
get
I-
225 out here.
What I would like to see is, like you said earlier, I think it was right before I joined, was like maybe try to bring it down just a little bit, maybe not like the max,
Yeah.
but say instead of 40, maybe 30 or 35 or something, like 32 or something like that. So we save a little money to try to bolster the roster a little bit
Yeah.
and bring a few more bench players in to supplement what we have, right?
Because clearly,
Go
clearly we're paying you as a staple, right? We're paying you as somebody we see as a key component to us being successful.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, now, we still got to put some pieces around you so that you feel like we're making the right moves and you're not just signing years away to underachieve.
Right. So like look at that. So we got 3 years, 85 for DeRozan. If we then go say 5 years, 150 for Zach LaVine, like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
I think the numbers can work, but we have to keep in mind that Rich Paul is his agent now, and Rich Paul ain't for none. He ain't gonna go for no ball.
Yeah, I get that. So I think that's where it's gonna come in for Zach's gonna have to be like, look, I want to be here, or I want to take the money and go somewhere else,
Exactly.
because you could end up in Detroit or Sacramento or
Exactly.
fucking,
Wasting away years.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you could go be the man in Detroit and get your 40 million a year and suck, but or you can stay here and take 30, 32
And compete every year.
and compete. And you got a team that is right, you know what I'm saying, that's right on the doorstep of being competitive, you know what I'm saying? So like we were literally the best team in the East for 60 of 82 games.
Yes, we was.
So there's something to say about that. You know what I'm saying? With whatever was going on with the I think if Kyrie played the whole season, it's probably a different story
Yeah,
in Brooklyn.
we'll shake hands.
But outside of that, you know what I mean? Everybody else, we were right there. So if we're not one, maybe we're two.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I think I don't know if the max, well, I don't know what the max does to the cap
Right.
as far as, you know what I'm saying, what we can do after that. If we can still get pieces around them, should pay him. Give him the max, and it is what it is. What is he, 27?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
I mean, I mean, if they're gonna max them out, but they definitely need to save some bread to go shopping. They need
Right.
some help, bro.
That's a fact. We need to essentially do what Milwaukee did. We need to put shooters around Zach LaVine and DeRozan,
And get big
we
man.
need to get taller. We need to get longer.
Need more size.
So right, we need more size. So
and length.
if maxing him out still allows us to do that, whether it's luxury tax or not, I'll
Do it.
take it.
Yeah.
I will take it.
Yeah.
But if doing that cripples us in a way that we can only get a bunch of minimum contract dudes and stuff like that, then it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
I'd hate to lose him, but I'd rather have that money to bolster the roster.
Yeah.
Because I feel like once he's healthy, there's gonna be you'll see the difference in how good he is versus some of the games that we saw where he was like, he's not doing enough. And I think a lot of it was some of the times where he would settle for a jump shot versus getting all the way to the rim, things like that. I think that knee was bothering him more than he would let anybody know. But
so, with that being said, man, we have had an amazing show here with Bars and Buckets, man. We talked a lot of NBA, talked a lot of NFL, draft update. The draft is still going on, but it's winding down towards the end, and so are we, man. There was a lot of victories going on in the NBA, a lot of decisions made. We talked a lot of stuff. We have the homie on Blake, man. Much appreciated, Joe. So before we sign out, man, bros, where can they find you? Corn, AD, Blake, where can they find you at, man?
Man, you already know us all. And by the way, Blake, man, you be the first one to get the apparel, bro. When we get this apparel
man,
going, man, we gonna ship that shirt to you, bro.
Let me know. I'm ready.
Yeah, but like always, man. First of all, we appreciate y'all checking in with us, man. Find me on Facebook, Adrian Dury, Instagram, Urban Gentleman 85. I also make sure that I share the Bars and Buckets email address. You got topics, man, you want us to discuss, you're trying to jump on the show, you want to be a part of it, man, hit us up in the email. As always, of course, subscribe to Bars and Buckets on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. I mean, we everywhere about right now. We're not stopping. So keep supporting us, man. Keep rocking with us, and we certainly appreciate you. Corn, go ahead, bro.
You can find me at Cornell Shelby II, Facebook, gold_mine, CEO84 on IG. Just want to say, man, I had a good time with y'all. Appreciate you, Cuzzo, jumping on with us, man. Seeing, getting on with us. Much love and respect to my brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? We had fun like we always do. Man, it's good getting the different pieces of my circle together. So it was dope.
Definitely.
Oh yeah. Blake, what can they pay you, bro?
Yes, sir. Facebook, Blake Roberson is Roberson, so like Robertson with no T. Instagram is affiliated7. It's AFFILIATED number 7. Which is my line name and number.
Yeah, because of my
Y'all
club.
can see.
Because of my club.
Get it. But
wait a minute. He out.
He's
He a noob, boy.
I'm not an alpha. Please don't do that
He's a
to me.
noob. He's a noob.
He's a noob.
But
man.
yeah, man, that's pretty much it for me. I just be chilling out here representing.
I see you with the gold. Is that the gold mine joint?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't know if I was the
Appreciate
first customer. I don't know if I was the first customer, but I probably bought the most. Probably bought the most stuff.
Right.
You definitely have. You
Probably bought the most. So
Yes,
definitely have. I appreciate that too.
I gotta repurchase some of this stuff, man. I be washing it too much, so it ain't as in good shape as it should be. So I probably gotta go back and repurchase. But man, I appreciate y'all letting me jump on here and talk a little shit with y'all. And y'all really good at this, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like it's to specifically just to be starting out. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all do a good job of organizing everything and keeping everything rolling and whatever. And so I enjoy watching it. I don't really have the time to sit down and watch it after the fact. So I try to watch it live because I know I ain't never gonna have 2 hours and 47 minutes.
right.
to sit down and pay attention. So yeah, man, it's good to get on here and talk to y'all, man. I'm a definitely get with y'all in person one day.
We coming to Houston.
Hey man, come on! I see. I got space. I got space and opportunity.
Yes, sir.
I got space and opportunity. I'm upstairs in my crib right now. So
it's already in the works.
Yeah, man. Y'all let me know. We could definitely make something happen.
For sure.
Yes, sir. And it's only the beginning, man. Like I said, man. Anytime you want, man, you don't even need to ask, Joe. Anytime you, hey, man, y'all doing the show? I'm coming on. You ain't even got to ask, bro.
I'm
say
with
I'm coming on. It's up there. Ain't no more asking, Joe.
I'm with that.
Just say I'm coming on and you on that.
It's definitely my type of party.
You know what I'm saying? That's how we get out, man.
Y'all done made me finish my bottle and everything.
Yeah, so much love, man. Of course, you can find me at Reggie Moving Forward on Facebook or on Instagram, The Not Society, or Mr. Moving Forward on Instagram, man. Look, man, I love doing this show because it's more of it's just us just talking, man, having our fun, doing our thing, talking about sports. We didn't really get a chance to go into hip hop because there was a lot of stuff in hip hop I want to talk about. We'll do it next show though.
Yeah.
Check out Future's album tomorrow.
Future's album tomorrow. I'm curious to see how that's gonna play out, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple more underground artists that I just got put on. I'm gonna put it in a group. I want y'all to check out, and you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff, man.
For sure.
But look, man, I love y'all, man. Everybody that's out there tuning in, be sure you subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, comment, man. All the good stuff, man. Look, we could not do this show without our followers, and man, we love y'all. It's only gonna be it's summertime now, man. So it's gonna only go up. We're gonna do a lot of traveling, all this good stuff, man. So look, tune into next episode, man. Next Thursday night, we got another fire topic for you guys, man. There's going to be a lot of stuff that happens between now and then, right? Now, NBA games. Now we got, predictions. Now, before we sign off, the Boston and Bucks series is going to start before we start next series. So y'all are telling me that by the time we go on next week, next Thursday, Boston is going to be winning that series?
Yes.
Man, I'm not gonna go.
The one, I don't know how many games will be played by then.
Probably 2, more than likely 2. I'm sure. Obviously 2.
By that time, it'll probably be 1-1.
1-1, yeah.
1-1.
I don't think it matters, but it's over in 6.
Damn. Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
I don't think it matters.
But
It's over at 6 max,
max.
because
Okay.
it wouldn't shock me if it's over in 5.
Damn. There's been a lot of disrespect on this show.
That's
A lot of disrespect on this show tonight.
perfectly fine, man. I'm, my apologies to my Milwaukee brethren
Right.
in the comments,
good,
but yeah, man. I don't think they have enough without Middleton.
If they beat my Bulls, I pick them to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. That's all I'm gonna say. Beat my Bulls, you go to the finals.
Because of that, I mean, I feel like if they beat them at full strength, maybe, but y'all beat the limping Bulls. Like y'all beat a Bull with no S.
Damn,
like,
Joe.
y'all
Don't get them started because we'll be right back at it again, man.
Right back at it again.
Yeah, man. That's not bro. Don't give him too much. I ain't gonna give him that. But
all right, man. We're gonna sign off, man. Be sure you follow us, man. Check us out. Follow us on the Bars and Buckets podcast. Follow us on our individual platforms as well. Yep. We only get it started, man. Blake, we're gonna see you next time. Like I said, bro, anytime, man.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
with
on that, Joe. That's all you gotta say.
I'm down. I told y'all, man. Y'all just make me one of them cartoon faces. I'm in there.
Yes, sir.
All right, bet it up, bro.
All right,
man. Next week, man.
Love everybody.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.